Hallo, Freunde Finde, Finnen und Holden, and welcome to Quest and Chaos, where we are back with Starter Set Summer School. I'm Alondra Heilman, aka Lady Bedivere, and tonight we are back with a not-so-surprise bonus episode conclusion to our playthrough of Achtung, Cthulhu and the Among the Wolves starter set. This is a very fun game that we have all forgotten how to play in the last month, so we'll have a good time, and hopefully you will too. We were originally supposed to do this in 2 episodes. It's a very chunky, wonderful starter set. I cannot sing the praises enough of the story. I have a lot of problems with the layout. That's a different thing. But because it's so chunky, we decided to add a bonus episode to try to get to the actual Cthulhu part of the Achtung. Before we get to that, though... we have a few announcements. First announcement that we're going to make all through this month until everybody knows about it. Clipping is back! Go forth and make clips so that I can make shorts. And so our intern can make shorts. And so that everybody can make shorts. But clipping is back, and also VODs are available again on Twitch for the 2 weeks after things air. I still heartily encourage you to watch us on YouTube because it really helps our discoverability over there. But, you know, pick your poison. We're toward the beginning of the month. The Tavern Upkeep has reset. If we make 100% of our Tavern Upkeep in September, we will finally give away the Tales of the Valiant starter set that we have been trying desperately to give away since June. We want someone to have my beautiful hand-painted minis, but we have to get the Tavern Upkeep to 100%. If we reach 125%, more cool things will happen, but you have to get us there to find out what they are. It might involve giving away more cool stuff. I'm just putting it out there. Some of it might be custom. I make chainmail, apropos of nothing. We are also bringing back a Quest and Chaos classic, The Book of Inspiration, aka The Boy! For those of you who don't know about The Boy, at the end of every session, any unused bits that you have given us are banked into The Boy. And when 25 of them accumulate, it will trigger a giveaway of a TTRPG book or a starter set. I believe at the end of last week's One Ring, we had 6 banked in. So we'll need 19 more to go unused to get us to a giveaway. This is just a fun way for us to give back to our community all of the wonderful bits that you have given to us. So please give us just so many bits. Our Tavern Upkeep is currently at 57%. Oh. So, not bad for the 8th of the month. And we have a little bit of a Patreon business because we have been granted 2 Patreon coins of inspiration from Joseph the Newman.
Thank you, Joseph. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's threat for me.
Amazing.
More Nazis to punch.
We don't know what threat is, so it's fine.
You know what the threat... Right now the threat is you guys and the Frankenpanzer. Friedenpanzer, sorry.
This time you can't stop me. I can't read.
You can't read any of it. It's all in German, and only one of you speaks it.
Correct.
As I clicked through, I realized that I did not actually finish writing my recap, so we will off the cuff. Welcome to the Secret War, everyone. Our team of resistance fighters, made up of all allied nationalities who have been stranded in Dunkirk after the loss of the Battle of France, have been recruited to pull some secret spy-like ops, going behind enemy lines and attempting to discover why just so many new factions of the German army keep appearing and not trying to continue attacking and sieging Dunkirk. They seem to be up to something else. So our lovely operatives have infiltrated. They watched a massacre, an internal massacre of the German army. They have come across the Schwarze or the Black Sun. Yes, I know my German pronunciation is bad. Our tech booth will occasionally scream at me if I do too bad of a job. But they've discovered the Black Sun, which seems to be a special faction of the German army that is here looking for something and has a great number of engineers and specialists and a couple of just really creepy dudes leading the way. They all wear mechanical masks. A bunch of them have creepy glowing optics in those masks. It's not a good time for anyone. After infiltrating the Black Sun camp, you all... first you met the loony professor who is hiding out under the church, and he told you that all kinds of occult stuff may or may not be happening. Don't worry about it, guys. You then infiltrated the Black Sun camp, met a very jovial German officer who seems suspiciously aware of some of your linguistic failings, though he hasn't really called anyone out on it. And you helped repair a weird-looking tank with a giant drill on the front, as you can see in the cover art image that is behind Thomas and Warren. It's that guy. The Germans refer to this as the Grendel. We have been referring to it as the Frankenpanzer. It's a bad time. And the last thing that happened before we left off is that everyone was awoken early in the morning as the German troops, the Black Sun troops specifically, were rounded up by some snotty little rat-faced jerk and loaded into the Grendel and driven down to a local farm. And that, I believe, is where we open, with Lula, our undercover mechanic, at the helm, carefully driving this strange tank down a hill, flanked by other troops and convoys converging on this farm at the bottom of the hill. As you see before you, a large barn, the doors being pulled open to make way for you to drive inside. Lula is in the driver's seat. Jordan, Kalish, and Mike are variously tucked into the back with other soldiers, and you can see that some of the soldiers who are already on site at this farm waving you in to fully drive into this dimly lit barn.
Driving.
Great.
Driving.
Yeah.
Slow, because I
Yes.
know that I was supposed to go slow.
Yes, you were quietly told by Herr Schroeder to go slow and not put too much strain on the engine, and you have followed that directive. You are carefully making your way. The soldiers waving you in their body language seems a little bit impatient, but almost in a fearful way than a rushed one. They wave you in. You make your way inside. This is a tight fit. This is a very large tank, and this is a reasonably normal-sized European barn. Was not built to hold a tank. Probably was built to hold, you're guessing, sheep. Although that is not what you currently see in here. What you do see is a few more of these Black Sun troopers. You do, I believe, see, I'm double checking that I have my NPCs correct. You do see our favorite rat-faced guy, whose name you still don't know. We continue to refer to him as the rat-faced German, I believe. He is standing with several troops. He looks extremely impatient in a grumpy way as opposed to a scared way. And you see that at his feet, with two more soldiers on either side of him, there is a man, looks like he is dressed in kind of normal civilian clothing, has a bag over his head and his hands tied behind his back. And they're kind of standing near the entrance to this barn. The other thing you see as you enter this barn, as you drive in, is that, oh god, I wish this was better laid out with my read text. You see, there is sheet metal that has been laid out on the floor to make it easier for you to drive in without risking sinking into the mud and the dirt. And you also see that there is a kind of a slope downward. It looks like the floor has been excavated already as these sheets have been laid down. And at the bottom, there is a huge set of wooden double doors, extremely reinforced with, looks like multiple layers of wood, metal, lots of hardware, and huge iron barring. This looks significantly newer and more structured than even the barn itself.
Does it appear to be, or do we have a good look at it driving?
because you have, like, you're up front with the viewport, you have a pretty decent view because you are basically being directed to drive, like, right, like, nose up to these doors.
Does it look like it is barred from this side, as if it is
Yes.
keeping something in?
It does.
Okay. It's keeping something in, everyone.
I think we had established everyone's, like, very carefully kind of spaced themselves out, but I think you guys all kind of stayed near enough to each other, especially that...
As did Schroeder.
Yes, Schroeder is up near you, but I know you were staying together because Mika is kind of helping translate
Doing the whisper translation.
as best as possible. Unfortunately, this is not Traveler, where you all would have sub-vocal communications. You guys have to just rely on classic whisper and hope nobody notices that you're speaking French or any other language.
I think we all speak English.
Everybody, that is the universal language amongst this group. You know, colonization, everyone.
Yeah, I speak 3 languages. One of them will never come up in this game.
You don't know that.
Probably not going to be speaking Bengali here.
You guys haven't even gotten to the scene where your Bengali and Arabic come in clutch. I will say there are actually some very fun modules where, in which case, those things are useful. It's not this one. You're in France. For now.
Well, you know.
For now. You make your way in. You pull up to these doors, and as you pull up, Schroeder, who's sitting near you, kind of like just like little flick of the hand and kind of gives you a like ease off sort of like whatever, and starts to stand up and just very calmly sort of like starts giving out some orders that even without knowledge of the language you could tell he's just telling everybody to start loading out of the tank to figure out what's going on here. He catches your eye, gives you a little bit of a like good driving nod, and he makes his way out. You do maybe notice that it seems like he is definitely getting around. He does not seem necessarily super worried about you all joining him. Whatever you want to make of that.
How many are there more? There were more soldiers waiting for us, fearfully pulling us off. Do you have an assessment of like how many other soldiers are around?
You saw, I'm double checking my numbers. As you were just coming down the hill and you could see other convoys driving up, it looks like there are 4 squads of Black Sun troopers about the area. Where you are, you have everybody who was in the Grendel, which I know we had a number for last time. I'm trying to find where it is.
It was under 12, I think.
A squad's worth.
Yeah, I want to say that it seats 10 or 12. I'm trying to find it quickly. So there was essentially that many folks in there with you. You saw probably about 6 to 8 plus the rat-faced guy who were kind of at the doors and whatever. You got the 2 who are guarding we're going to call him the prisoner, it looks like, based on assessment. You've got those 2. You had 2 and 2 on each of the like barn doors that were kind of waving you in, and you think you see a couple kind of like in the shadows of the barn, sort of. Looks like they've got kind of guns at the ready and are watching these doors that you have driven up to. You know, casual, don't worry about it.
Is there something in the cockpit that I could just unplug and take with me?
Ooh, like a
keys,
fuse?
or a fuse,
Yeah.
or something of that kind, or even just unplug a cable to the battery or something.
Yeah, you know, give me an insight engineering roll to see how easily you could disable this in a way that you could also then easily re-enable.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming the idea is that you want to be able to like render this useless to somebody else, but you want to be able to fix it.
Yes.
Yes.
And also plausibility of like, oh, I didn't want the battery to drain, or I was worried about something, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That fuse has been acting up, so I took it with me so that it didn't blow without anyone in the tank. Whatever.
Perfect. So that my insight is 8, my engineering is 5, so it's a 13.
There's a 13.
2 dice.
2 dice.
And I want to roll under that.
Correct.
I know how to play this game.
Yeah, no, very good. We're all learning together.
And relearning, because
1
it's
success.
been forever.
1 success. Great. you are very skilled at this. I'm calling that one an easy task or whatever. Yeah, you look and you're like, oh, I can just like pull this wire and I can take. This is my lack of knowledge. Like, I would assume at this point in technological history, there is probably the equivalent of a starter key that you have to have. So you can just like pop a wire, pull the key, and, you know, anybody else with reasonable mechanical knowledge might be able to figure out about the wire, but also they need the key. So you've got kind of a double, a double up here for that. Great.
What's your character's name?
Micah.
Micah. I want to know what Schroeder's saying to everybody, but I also don't want to be close to them.
Okay, well, right now he's just ordering all the soldiers out to unload and I guess, embark upon this fantastic voyage we got ahead of us.
Oh, boy.
Your sarcasm's getting better.
Yeah, thanks. I've been watching a lot of the American films.
That's Bob Hope. Very good at sarcasm.
I guess we need to see what's going on out there. Jordan, what do you think?
I think I can't kill anybody without being noticed.
That is correct. Okay. There will be a time for shooting, I think.
Probably. But until then, under the radar.
Yep. Okay, just kind of sneak out and...
You guys can make it, like, everybody's exiting out the back of the tank, which is now facing the doors where the rat-faced commander and the prisoner are. And as you kind of approach, you're kind of at the back of the group, right? Schroeder has hopped out. Most of the soldiers, they've all kind of hopped out of the lineup. And you see that the other commander is vehemently barking at the man who's on his knees. The bag has now been pulled off of his head, and he is like vehemently like shouting at him. And the man is attempting to respond, but in French.
Oh.
There is clearly a disconnect happening here. Like, there's a lot of shouting from both sides. The man on his knees just tonally is begging. Like, you can tell. We've got questions being barked, and we've got begging occurring. You know that these questions. Let me see. I have to find. He is specifically. He is ordering the man to tell him what is behind the doors, how to open them, and informing him in no uncertain terms that if he cannot open the doors, we will open them without his help, and he and his compatriots will pay the price for their silence. You, speaking French, or able to speak French, can hear that the man is pleading for his life, it is a litany of, I don't know, I just know we're not supposed to know. You can't open the doors. If you open the doors, it might come. It's not supposed to come. Our job is to keep the doors closed. Please. I don't know anything other than they told me to keep the doors closed.
I'll translate that quietly to Mika, because I also
yes, you also
French.
speak French, yeah. Trying to keep track of my lists over here.
Jordan will be like, yeah, they don't want to open the doors.
Yeah.
Why? Bad things. Bad thing.
Like a drill car? Or
Like
more soldiers?
999.
One.
Looks like this door wasn't constructed by the Germans in the first place. The man on the ground is French.
One thing inside, keeping it in.
Do I hear anything from inside if I like detect like?
You can kind of shuffle around and kind of get toward the front side of the tank. There are these couple of guys who seem to have their guns at the ready that are kind of trained on the door, but they're not paying attention to you. They're watching the door. So go ahead and give me... I have to look at what the skills in this game are, because they're lovely and they're slightly variable for each character. And so I like to look... I think this would be probably an insight observation?
All right. So that's 2 and 8. Do I roll 2d?
Yeah, so that is a 10. You're trying to roll under a 10. You can roll 2d20s. You're trying to hit under. You don't have bits, and you have not yet generated momentum, though you will. Actually, you succeeded, but you're not over. So we don't have momentum yet, but once we get momentum, or if you are granted bits by our lovely viewers, you will be able to use those for things like rerolls and purchasing straight. But for now, you're just gonna roll these 2.
3 and 14, so just 1.
1 success. Great. You listen at these doors. You don't immediately like hear anything. There's not, unfortunately, there is not some like really convenient like boom, 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 big monster, like snarling monster. But as you get closer, like you do just get a little bit of like you almost feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up, but not in a way of like, you do not feel frightened, but you feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
That primal awareness of something.
Yeah, and so Jordan backs up and says, yeah, we should probably keep that door closed.
As you back up and you whisper to Lula about the door, you see that the rat-faced man kind of rolls his eyes. I don't know. He's also wearing a mat. His isn't like as crazy cool as like the dude with the staff with the flowers on it, but like he's got. I think actually. I don't think he's wearing a mask right now. I think he's wearing sunglasses. But you see the physical. Sorry, I had to double check. I was like, which guy is this? I have a lot of shitty German NPCs. Wild in a game about punching Nazis. You see the physical embodiment of him rolling his eyes, like with a little bit of head tilt. And he just like drops his hand down. You see a shung as a blade like drops out of his arm in his hand, and he just looks at this guy and directly into his gut. What pours forth is not blood, but dark shadow that coalesces around this blade and around this man's hand, and he seems to just grab it and wind it up and pull it and absorb it as the blade back into his sleeve. The man collapses face down on the ground, dead. And he turns and you can hear him. He actually he says this in English. He just turns and goes, "Bring me the next one."
Yeah, that's not exactly a standard issue Wehrmacht equipment, there, is it?
That man was made of shadow.
Yes, Lula, I think we all saw that.
Or whatever that blade was drew something out of him that we saw as a shadow.
Can I have everybody, since you guys are standing here, the doors are open, there's some activity going around, can everybody go ahead and make me, we're making the equivalent of a perception check, right? So I think that's probably insight and observation. Hell yeah. Double check my cheat sheet over here.
Oh no, I think I critically failed one of them.
Oh god.
One success.
One success. None.
That's a 20.
You got one success.
I got one success. But
and a complication.
Yeah, one success and a bad time was had by someone.
No successes.
No successes, but no complications.
No complications.
Okay, great. Oh man, I have to remember how. Go ahead and just roll me a single one of our d4s and see one of our complication dice and see how complicated this complication might get.
All right, come on.
You just want to not roll a Cthulhu.
All right, no Squidbilly, got it.
Yes, exactly.
And all right.
Oh, it's a not Squidbilly.
Great, cool. That's all I needed you to do.
There you go.
Again, I barely remember how the mechanics of this game work, so we are freewheeling it. Just being clear for anyone who came was like, I want to learn how to play this game. You should. It's great. Don't learn it from me. Great. No major complications. The two of you that succeeded, Lula and Kalish, what you catch out of the corner of your eye, like there's a bunch of movement. You see the soldiers that were guarding the now dead prisoner. You see that they like grab him and start kind of like dragging him out with them. And you see one of the other guys by the door goes like heading off to another one of these sort of outbuildings. I have this map here mostly because I was testing camera placement, but like on the map that you see below you, it's like he's going to one of these like they're going to one of these other buildings across the way. But the other thing that you notice, and I think specifically, you both recognize this, but probably you specifically know what it means, is you see a little like glinting flash. like what you would see if the sunlight was catching off of something. You would catch that it is a message. It is
Yeah.
Morse code.
Yeah.
You're clearly coming in the middle of it, so you're not necessarily getting, but you start to realize that somebody is like signaling something from like the side of that building.
Oh, I definitely, because you
I'll-
and I saw it.
Yeah.
I'm next to Jordan, so I'll just like hit him with my elbow and be like,
Yeah, did it with
Code.
me, Kay.
Yeah.
oh.
You guys all start to see this.
I will keep track of it to see if I see a point where there's a repeat.
Sure.
Do you have Morse code on your
I was gonna say,
languages?
can we
I mean,
decipher it?
I'm
No, I don't have Morse code.
I mean, I'm giving
guessing
it.
we know it,
I'm
or
giving
at
it
least-
to you guys that as soldiers, you
Yeah.
all know.
Is Morse code the same in different languages? I don't think so. So if we understand it, then we know.
There would be different code systems used. I would say that as you are all allied agents, you have all learned a unified version of.
Sure. And
code.
this seems to be the same version of Morse code that we know.
Yes.
Cool.
We're just gonna make it real easy and be like, this is universal. The thing that you're specifically start to get is that it looks like it is a series of numbers. It'll be like a number and a pause and a number and a pause. And as you... Actually, it would be a number and a letter and a pause. A number and a letter and a pause. And as you track it, you realize that the letters you are getting are S, W, E, and N.
Mm-hmm.
Swinton. Okay.
And each one of them is accompanied by a number. So you get like 12S, pause. 6N, pause.
These are
12W, pause.
coordinates.
If I were
Map coordinates.
If I were guessing, I would say it's actually the number of the troops. Like a letter is assigned to each of the troop kinds, and then the number of how many there are. That's my guess.
I was thinking cardinal directions and distances, but
Same.
south, west, east, north.
right.
Maybe I'm overthinking. Entirely possible. I'm known to do that.
I'm just really proud of everybody for not only solving my very easy puzzle, but also coming up with more solutions to my very easy puzzle. You watch it a little bit, and you're like, yeah, this is like it does seem to be cardinal directions. It seems to be numbers. You're guessing it's the number of people, because you're seeing lots of 12s. You're getting 12s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Half right.
And you know that there's groupings of 12s.
Yes.
It's like they want us to go in a circle.
But you also realize, like, nobody knows you're here, so this can't be for you guys.
Yeah, who are they signaling?
So who's signaling, and who are they signaling to? And you watch this for a minute. This is also the moment, because, you've had to watch for a bit. Your thoughts are interrupted by the rat-faced commander shouting in English and in German both. He does it twice, just being like, well, where's the next one? And you realize that the guy who ran off to the building to get the next prisoner has not come back yet. And it's not that far.
Hmm.
Shoot him.
This is the moment
Shoot him.
at which
Shoot him. Shoot him.
this is the moment at which you suddenly hear a shout and a yelp and a burst of gunfire come from that building, and everybody starts running that way as you see, like, a couple dudes run in, and two very bedraggled, very angry-looking men in really thrashed-looking Allied uniforms jump down off the roof where they were hiding and just start going to town on some of these soldiers. And then you see pepper shots of gunfire coming from the sides of the building. Looks like maybe those prisoners were not very secure.
All right. Do we know how many prisoners there are?
You have no idea.
Four? No idea.
Not a clue.
More
the gun-
than one!
And the gunshots are coming from the Black Moon.
Well, now they're coming from everyone. They started coming from the area where you're seeing the Morse code, but there's also some coming from now the sides of the barn, like behind you, whoever was getting signaled to, clearly. But now also all the Black Sun troops are pulling out and firing. So it is just a firefight of chaos. You're gonna need to either join in or find cover, or probably both, because you are very much right in the middle of this firefight that is breaking out.
Get in the freaking panzer.
I mean, yeah.
I ain't gonna jump in
If
there.
there's any way to like shoot a couple black suns along the way while getting into the freaking Panzer,
Are you going to be really blatant about it, or are you going to try to make it look like friendly fire?
I'm trying to make it look like friendly fire
Great.
as much as possible.
I'm jumping in to
You're
get
gonna-
this thing.
I want to pull out my telescopic sight and see if I can identify anything or anybody sending the Morse code.
Sure. Go ahead and give me another insight observation check to see if you can track them. You can add a bonus die for using your telescopic sight, so you can roll 3. You are going to try to shoot, but you want to make it look like friendly fire. Give
Nice.
me a...
Is that 2 or just 1?
One, because it's insight.
Actually, I don't even want to shoot. I want to use a thumb knife and like pop it out and like
You want to like drive by stab somebody as you're running back into the
drive
tank?
by, like pop up, catch him in the jugular, keep going.
Great. I think it's kind of a surprise attack, so they're not really going to have to contest it for defense. What I do need is we're going to say agility fighting to see how well you can make it look accidental.
Okay. Both of them are 19s.
Oh.
Which I like seeing in other circumstances, not today.
Yeah, unfortunately, like you run up to this guy and he looks at you and you just look him dead in the eyes and go, nope, and there's no real mistaking that you just stabbed him in the jugular. But you do it.
Good. And then just keep going into the freaking bomb.
I got one.
You got one? Great. With your telescopic sight, as you're kind of looking through this chaos, you look and you see there is a man. He is not necessarily successfully, but it looks like the job is not success so much as shock and awe. There's a man who is dual wielding
Nice.
guns clearly stolen from some of these German soldiers. Just like he is doing the very classic, just making it rain, causing a huge distraction. He is wearing I have to double check.
The telescopic sight I wanted to see was from the person sending the Morse code.
Yes.
Okay, that's this guy?
No, it looks like this is the guy who is in the position where the Morse code is coming from. So you're thinking that he's kind of the one who is leading this,
Okay.
this thing. He is now blasting these, but he is, again, he looks a little bit gaunt, a little bit bruised up. He is wearing, it looks like an RAF uniform.
Oh.
Yeah, he looks British Air Force, and he is just shouting extremely British invectives against these Germans. There's a lot of "come and get me, Jerry," and like whatever. And he seems to be very deliberately drawing a lot of attention to himself. You can also tell that there are shots coming from other directions. It seems like they're very outnumbered, so they created like the dumbest possible conditions of an ambush to really just hopefully freak everybody out and maybe get everybody caught in some friendly fire. But yeah. That's what's happening. You've run back into the tank. I assume
in
you are
English,
getting it drivable again.
Get in. We're getting out of here.
If there is a Jerry approaching the blazing gunman,
Yeah,
I want to see if I could shoot the
Yeah.
closest one to him
Hell yeah.
sure.
in the back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Roll me. Where's my fighting cheat sheet? Again, I don't think
Do you wanna
anyone's.
use this one?
I
I can
have-
use Rose.
I have one. I just had to remember where it was. Where are my things? Where are my things? Making a text.
Fighting?
Yeah, it's gonna be coordination fighting, because you're doing ranged. I know that you have some fun.
If I aim, I
Bonus.
get a D,
Yes.
D20. So I assume I'm going to need to aim for this.
I would say if you're since you're trying to target a guy specifically at range, you should go ahead and aim. Also, you have more cover from both the barn and because you're headed back into the tank, so you can take that little extra breath to line up your shot and go.
All right. That is going to be 2 out of
Nice.
2 successes.
Excellent. Yeah, where would you like to? You want to shoot this guy square in the back? You want to headshot him?
No, the back of the throat,
Yeah.
top of the spine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
You split this guy. I want to roll to see if my guy notices that you were the shooter. since the guy coming directly at him suddenly went down. Oh yeah. You see, again, he's still like, but you're able to kind of look, and there's just that like brief moment of eye contact. He like gives you the little bit of the nod, and just. He maybe looks a little surprised because I mean you guys are disguised as Black Sun, but it's just kind of like, all right, I'll take it.
We'll ask questions later if we all survive.
He keeps going. As you are backing into the tank, you do see another very like bedraggled, beat up, like you know, possibly like broken nose, blood dripping down his jaw, guy like jump off the roof of the building that you're in onto another soldier and just like knock him to the ground, and it's just the like sitting on him just like into the face, into the ground, and then like get up and bolt off to run for the next guy before he gets shot. These guys are absolutely just guerrilla tactics.
How many blood moon soldiers are there?
Black Sun soldiers?
This name's gonna get more corrupted every time Warren says it.
I mean, they're the bad guys. You don't have to remember who they
down
are.
for this.
There are
12.
in total across the whole farm. There's about 50.
Oh.
In the immediate vicinity of you guys, there were the like 8 guys who were in the tank with you, plus the other kind of 8 that were already around there, about 16. 3 of those are definitively dead. One of them got stabbed in the neck. One of them just got his face applied into the ground. And another guy got caught in the bullet fire like almost immediately.
Is there any one of the 8 like around us also trying to get back into the Panzer or something?
No,
Okay.
they are all running into the fight. They are getting yelled orders by their commanders to go into the fight. There is truly pure chaos happening. Like the Black Sun is trying to like be organized and rational, but they cannot figure out who is attacking them or where they're getting attacked from because there's not supposed to be anyone here. So they are in a little bit of that like frenetic panic of like what is happening.
Do we
mention like we flee or fight? Like, what do you? This is the perfect time to take some off the map.
I was gonna try and run him over.
Oh.
Do we
That
see
is obvious.
Herr Schroeder anywhere?
You do see Herr Schroeder. He sees you all running for the tank, and he's going to turn and shout in French to you, go for the doors!
Oh.
I think that's a great
I'm
idea.
gonna like pause for a second, and then fuck it. We're the things are going fucky anyway. Shout back. They said we're not supposed to.
He will kind of clock to where you spoke from, and he will be like, when have you ever listened to them?
What did he say?
Have you ever listened to them?
No, what did he shout the first time?
Yeah.
He said to go through the doors.
He points and goes, everything everyone needs is behind those doors.
Drive it into another barn.
No, this is the information that we're here to find.
We don't want to be helpful to the Black Sun.
Not helpful if we get it first.
Schroeder's not the Black Sun.
I don't think he is. He's
I'm gonna rip my thing off and.
The hell?
It's a woman. Yeah, pull the mask off. I'm done with this crap.
Yeah, you're like, not playing this game anymore. Yeah, you peel off your mask and you start throwing things into gear? Question mark?
I think kill Germans first. Free the thing second.
Can you like put a brick on the gas pedal and let it go?
I am going to say that you're going to have a harder time backing out than you are going forward because you can't turn around. You've got to back up, and it is going to be trickier. You might be able to run some people over. You can also hear more tanks coming.
We're not made to fight tank to tank. Not with this thing.
Shouldn't
Okay,
even be here.
this is
Yes.
true.
You know what? We're here now, and then we're gonna find out what the fuck is going on.
I mean, you don't have to stay here, but it's going to be a really short stream if you do.
Gotta buy in.
I know
Please
you
don't
don't
know
want
before I
to,
die.
but...
Okay. Yeah. Last minute, we're going in. You want to shoot some people in with the door open in the back?
Jordan is going to hop off of the back and use the moving Frankenpanzer as cover while he gets off more shots.
Sure. While you kind of rev it up, because like you've got the drill to get through the door.
Start.
So
Plug
you
in the thing.
rev up this drill and start, grinding your way through these doors, and you're able to use it as cover and pop off some more shots as you go. We're gonna kind of cinematic this scene because you are extremely outnumbered, but you do see that these prisoners have clearly somehow kind of managed to break themselves out and steal a bunch of equipment, kind of probably did something similar to what you guys did, and are now really just causing absolute mayhem and chaos.
I love that for them.
So
Yeah, just to throw an extra wrench into the works, I'm going to take off my mask and the overcoat and toss it out so that maybe another allied person can see it and put that on and go fuck some people up with that.
yeah, if you're going in the tank, you could just be like, bitch, bye. Hop in the tank and go. What are you doing during all of this? I realize. Sorry, I did not mean to ignore you, but you could just be taking notes and observing, so you can report back on this later. But are you doing anything in particular?
He's taking pictures because he has his camera.
Yes.
And he wants to document all that's going on. Right?
Amazing.
And he gets a few good shot at the allied guerrillas, and then at the Schwarzsonne, and then at the freaking Panzer.
Yeah.
Selfie.
A selfie, yeah.
Hey, look! Look at this experimental technology that the U.S. is definitely going to want in 3 to 5 years.
And the big door, obviously.
Yes.
And then after he's done doing all that, he's done as much as he thinks he's useful for at this point, and hops back into the freaking Panzer.
Yeah, you hop in as you hear the grinding of gears and the wrenching of metal. The doors burst open, and you can see, or rather not see, a cave. A huge, carved-out tunnel going deep into the earth. And you can just vaguely, somewhere in the back, amongst all this chaos, you can hear Herr Schroeder shout, "Go!"
Okay. Anyone coming in with me?
I
mean,
grab onto
I'm
the
with
back.
you.
Yeah, I grab
Yeah.
onto the back.
Everybody hops into the back, and you are able to gun it in so much as a tank can gun it.
Are there lights, I hope, on the front of this thing?
Yes, you do. You do have. Yeah, you are.
Big full flood.
I like to think that a fifth soldier tries to get on, and as he steps up, I point blank him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, another guy tries to grab on, and you just look him dead in the eyes.
While
and
wearing
shoot.
the
Yeah,
uniform.
just shoot him square in the head, and we're just gonna. You don't need to move it. I'll just layer it.
Okay.
Don't move my marker.
Fine.
Dodge this.
Oh, no.
This
Mhm.
is what you enter.
It's like an anthill.
I just want you to see this because I'm going to tell you right now that there is a really beautiful section here in which you enter a travel sequence. And we are not doing that because we do not need to watch Thomas roll dice at himself for 20 minutes to see how well he can navigate these tunnels. But I did want to show off this very beautiful map. I am going to have you roll.
Best of 3.
I am going to have you roll a couple of rolls just to see how well you're able to navigate. It's how well you're able to navigate, and you literally just had to re-repair this tank. You know that it's not fully up to snuff. That's why you were having to be careful on the engine before anyway. So let's go ahead and get a coordination vehicles roll from you, and then a coordination engineering roll to see how well you're able to take care of.
Okay, so the first one. So I have 2 momentum that I may spend 2 momentum when attempting to a vehicle skill check to test to ignore the effects of any injuries the vehicle have that I have worked on.
We have not earned any momentum yet, however,
Okay.
so you don't have any spend. However, you do have a bit from Agent Maggie Carter so that you can be more observant.
Wherever she may be.
Thank you.
How does that work?
Bits are a reroll. It's a
Okay.
reroll, but you must take the second roll.
Okay.
Fortunes lay over from the last game.
Oh yeah.
I have 1 left. That's the
Yes.
thing. fine.
Yes, fortunes should be as they are.
Okay.
You guys haven't had a rest since the last time because we kind of ended in mid-air race. Okay. So, your fortunes are wherever they ended at the end of the last episode.
All right. Can you remind me? First roll is.
The first roll is a coordination vehicles. I will also say that for each of these rolls, you may get an assist from one of your teammates if they would like to help you. Someone can do coordination vehicles in like helping you navigate, kind of spotting through the tunnels and looking through the darkness, and then somebody can help you with your coordination engineering to be like, hey, go listen to that clanking noise and count how many times it dings in a minute or whatever.
Do I need to declare that before to use a fortune, or is the fortune's kind of different? Fortune to like reveal something that I don't
Fortunes reveal something. I think you do kind of have to like. You do have to name it before you roll for something because it might change the truth of the scene.
Yeah,
right?
Fortune lets you automatically reroll a run, automatically get a 1, or reroll all d20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Take an additional major action or introduce new truth to the scene. Yeah.
Just on the back of that.
Back of it. There's 2 sides to the sheet, Warren.
Sorry. That's why I put 2 on each side. Each of you gets one, or you can have a front and a back next between you. However,
Coordination vehicles. Here we go.
coordination heavy vehicles. Yes.
I'm going to save it in case you roll a
Okay.
move or something.
But I think you can help.
You can help, which is just
rolling
rolling
one
a
die.
single d20 under the skill for yourself and seeing if you have an additional success or not.
12.
Is that under your
Under
I
coordination,
rolling vehicles?
you're rolling under the same skill, so coordination heavy vehicles.
I don't have a vehicle.
Okay.
That's a 0. So what's your coordination?
2 successes?
2 successes. Beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah, you are. That's going to be a success, and I'm going to give you a momentum.
Hell yeah.
You are able to start moving your way through these tunnels. It's the pool. Just put it in where we can get to it. You are able to start making your way through these tunnels. Navigation is really annoying.
Especially when you don't know where you're going.
Because you don't know where you're going, and you very quickly realize that this, as you adroitly observed in looking at our map, kind of is like a freaking anthill. Like it's there is something really weird. Like these tunnels, I should describe a little bit that like these tunnels are both carved and natural. It's very strange. Like it almost feels like a sort of natural, like an anthill or like a strange water pattern. You know, if water ran through sand. But you can also clearly see places where it looks like things were like chipped out to like widen a space,
So
and you can almost see something akin to maybe tool marks or
Yeah.
like those sharper edges of something having been intentionally chipped and moved.
But no torches or illumination.
That'd be nice.
At the moment, the only illumination is coming from those big sodium headlamps that you've got on the front of your.
But it's natural tunnels that were expanded by someone or something.
Did we come in this way? Was
Yes,
there a
you
small
came
little
in this
thing, then a bigger? Just kind of looking at the map here.
Yeah, you entered through that bottom section, and basically you kind of hit that like fork, and you made a choice and went a direction.
Okay.
And you were just kind of
hanging to the
making your way
biggest,
through.
always taking the bigger tunnel.
Yes, great. That works great. And then go ahead and give me a coordination and engineering test. This is a 2 difficulty, just to see how wrecked your freaking Panzer is getting and how slowly you're having.
What headlamps? You took off your uniform, you threw off your mask.
The lamps on the tank, your headlights.
Oh, the
Headlights.
headlights.
Picture.
Okay, the headlights.
Great big.
Because I was also like, wait, this has got to be kicking up a lot of dust.
No, there's like big sodium lamp headlight situations.
I can help, I think, with the coordination engineering, unless someone else has better engineering.
Nope. Please help.
I'll try.
I could spend the fortune, and it's two successes.
You could. It is the last session.
You can also, if you want to burn that momentum, to add a third die to your pool.
I will use the fortune just to get 2 successes off the bat.
Guaranteed
Nice.
2 successes. Great. So one of those is going to be 2 successes, and then if the other one
3 successes.
3 successes.
Nice.
And a success over here to help you.
4 successes. Amazing. That was a difficulty 2, so you meet it and you exceeded it by 2, so that is 2 more momentum. Cool. Remember, momentum is the most
Momentum is
interchangeable skill.
Yeah. Gonna save all of our momentum to the last boss fight.
I mean,
Right.
and then not use it.
And then not use it.
I mean, obviously, that's a video gamer way.
Yeah.
you repaired this tank better than you even realized. You're still being gentle with the engine per the warning from Herr Schroeder, but like you're realizing like, oh, you actually you do feel like you can push it a little bit. You're feeling pretty confident in that repair job you did. Continuing to stick with whatever the widest tunnel is every time you reach a branching point, you slowly and painfully make your way through these weird frickin' tunnels. We're gonna travel montage. I'm supposed to make you roll these checks like 4 more times and then also do encounters to see if you run into weird shit in the tunnels. We're not gonna do that. I am gonna say, you assisted with the engineering roll.
Yes.
Roll me a d20 just for a random, like, what is a thing you observe? And I'll pull something from this very cool table.
11.
11. You are going deeper. You can feel and sense that you are going further and further under and lower. You can like really notice it descending as you continue to wend your way through these very eerie tunnels.
I do want to use a fortune to examine the hair standing up on the back of my neck as I'm super paranoid looking off into the distance as to what I can in the tunnel to observe what I can.
Cool. Do you want to spend a fortune for that, or do you just want to make an observational? You're spending it to get the 2 successes. Is that what you're doing? Or do you just want to roll?
I just want to reveal a truth.
Oh, you want to reveal a truth?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm double checking how.
Where are truths on this?
For other side? Oh,
Well, yeah.
fortune.
But, I mean,
So
There's also the truths that are on each of our character sheets.
I'm trying to remember because there was a specific way of introducing new truths, and I'm just double checking the specific language of how that happens because it's a very cool mechanic, and I want to make sure I am doing it right.
American agent, experienced soldier.
Yes.
I mean, it's harder the first time that you've been underground in weird situations.
Yeah, this isn't exactly like a trench, though.
No, but
No, sorry, I'm trying to find it because I know there is a specific rule about I thought it was a momentum rule that you can use to create. Momentum, not fortune, is actually how you create truths. You can spend 2 points of momentum to create a truth for an agent or for a scene. I think based on what you are asking with trying to understand what is happening with you physiologically, I think what you actually are asking for is a more detailed observation roll, though.
I think I'm gonna, the truth to, so adding a truth to the scene will change basically what us 4 are doing.
The truth would change the, if you wanted to add a truth, you maybe add, for something like a scene like this, you might add the truth of, none of us are claustrophobic. We're all adapted to small spaces, which it will allow you bonuses of like not getting freaked out in the dark and closed tunnels. Like that might be a use of introducing like a truth.
Okay.
it's like
Actually, this is what you're doing. Sorry. It helps if I read the whole thing. You want to burn a momentum to obtain information. That's what you want to do.
But
because
I
you're
actually
asking me
like
a question,
the stat increase of
Yeah.
like, hey, we're all holding up pretty well. I guess I don't fucking know. I guess
we can do both, right?
I mean, the way that it's fortune being used in that is basically like the way that fate does it, where it's like you are adding a new thing to the scene that makes things better for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do is, I understand what you are asking for, and I
Yes.
am trying to find the mechanic that actually does what you are trying to do,
Let's
which
do
is
both.
you want to obtain information.
Why not both?
You do only have 3 momentum, so you can introduce one truth and ask me one question, or you can ask me one question and keep going. My example is not necessarily going to help you. I intentionally picked something that isn't actually necessarily going to help you.
All right. So I'm not going to use my fortune.
Don't use your fortune. I want you to save your fortune. You should burn a momentum to ask me the question of what the fuck is going on with the hair standing up on the back of my neck.
Oh. That wasn't where I was going at all, but that is what I'm going to ask you.
Well, that was my understanding. Where were you going to go? What is the question
Why
that you
is the
wanted to
hair
ask?
continually
Okay,
standing
great.
up on the back of my neck?
I'm not trying to insert things in. I'm taking what you say and I'm trying to
No,
interpret
this
it.
is no.
That
This
was
is
what I was
like.
understanding that you were asking as
Oh
well.
no, this is so. I was using that as like a role play mechanic of like Ash being on edge in
Yeah.
a new environment and being like, let's explore this. But
It is still that. And
okay.
it can still be that because I like role play. But what you have done is you are now going to obtain more information. And the way you are going to obtain that is that you are sitting with this weird, strange feeling. And as you get deeper and deeper into the tunnels, like, everything is going strangely fine. The tank is running normally. The lights have not petered out. Lula is navigating and driving smoothly. Like, everything is going as well as it possibly could for driving into the darkness and the unknown, and you are still feeling this weird thing. And it's not, again, it is not that you are feeling innate fear. It is that you are having a physiological reaction to something. And the deeper you go and the further you get in, the more you are feeling it. And what you finally realize after probably 30 minutes of this driving and winding through these tunnels is what you are feeling is static electricity that is getting more and more prevalent in the air, and that is tingling through the hair on your body and tickling at the edges of your senses. There is just static in the air, getting thicker and thicker as you go deeper and deeper.
Can I
You're the
call
one
that
who's
out
attuned to it. You can name it
by,
to everybody, sure.
Like looking at the loose strands that might be appearing on people's heads, so I go over.
I'm sure all the hair on arms are standing up and things.
Hair is standing up. The little bits of frizz that tuck out from beneath like Kalish and Lula's like, bandanas or head coverings that they use probably to just keep everything tucked. You're soldiers. You got to keep everything away. But you're starting to notice that like kind of frizz and that little bit of poofing happening.
So I asked Lola, is it normal for a machine like this to generate this sort of charge? Do you feel that? Do you see what's happening? And then
I think I need to roll for that.
I'm gonna have you roll for it just to see how much you're able to like put some connections together. It will be an easy roll because of your background and specifically because you've spent so much time working on this tank. You get a pretty good understanding of what this tank is designed to do.
I mean, if I just like touch the metal,
you don't like get shot.
So
you are wearing rubber-soled shoes, but
I don't think it's the tank. I will roll for it, I guess.
Yeah, use one of your like maybe engineering skills, probably.
So engineering.
Reason and engineering.
Yeah. Ooh, wait a minute. 5. 2 successes.
2 successes. You kind of you run your hands over the tank. You maybe do a little bit of like, can I connect a current? It does not seem to be emanating from the tank. There is something else. Something about this environment that is generating this electricity. The other thing that you become aware of, though, especially as your attention is drawn to, now you're paying attention to it, is you're like, oh, I need to pay attention to the tank itself and see if this does start affecting the tank. If any of the, do you notice any of your, meters starting to get a little widgety or anything like that? So far, she's purring along like a dream.
The rat face says everything we need is in here, but it's been darkness and electricity.
Schroeder.
Not the rat face one. That's the other one.
I think Schroeder's on our side, to be honest with you.
I
think he was undercover.
Yeah, I think Herr Schroeder's on Herr Schroeder's side.
that's entirely possible, but
it's better than the Nazi side.
But
yes.
he clocked us very quickly. With what Jordan is pointing out, can I I've spent a lot of time studying weird stuff.
That's literally what it says on the sheet, I believe, is weird stuff.
Pretty close, yeah. And with it being the case, can I cast my mind to anything that I would have read about or experienced that is like this? With perhaps academia, occultism, and reason?
Yeah, sure. I like that.
That happen to be my 2 best skills. That is 3 successes with a nat 1.
3 successes. Thinking of the best. Trying to think of what you would specifically correlate this to. in your time as a runner on the streets of Delhi, you encountered a lot of weird stuff. And you were often asked to run errands that put you in direct contact with particular types of weird stuff. And you were very much reminded of a group that had you occasionally run errands for them when you were a kid. And it was a lot of take package from point A to point B type stuff. You don't know what's in it. You don't need to know what's in it. You pick it up here, you go here, you get paid, you get out. Mm-hmm. And you're kind of having a little bit of a flashback to one of these places that you used to have to drop off these packages sometimes. And it almost had a similar feeling to this. And you don't know exactly what this building was. It was some old building tucked in a corner of the old city, but you do remember that it always, you could feel when you got close to it. You didn't have to memorize the address because you could just run through the streets until you felt this energy. And you also remember that you never really saw it clearly because you always had to do these deliveries at night. But whenever they would open the door to receive the delivery, there was always that little bit of light from somewhere deeper in the house, warehouse, wherever it was. And you could always just catch the barest edges of these strange symbols that were inscribed all around the doorway. And just even as a kid, you were like, I should not cross this doorway. Those are there for a reason, and I don't know what that reason is, and if I don't know what that reason is, I should not pass through. You would very clearly make sure your toes were right up to the line as you handed it through to the strange hand that would just reach and grab it and pull it in. That was as far as you ever went.
Thinking about that, were there symbols that were like that around the outside of that door that we went through in the barn?
You don't
Casting my memory back.
You don't recall seeing any there, but what you do see now is you suddenly look up and you see a blue glow coming from the tunnel ahead of you.
I think that might be where we're supposed to go.
Much like a new level in Clair Obscure Expedition 33, following the lanterns will take you to your destination.
Is there anyone behind us? Can you look out the back slidey hole thing? Is there a slidey hole thing back there?
I think you guys have the back door open. I think the back door's still hanging open. I don't
the door.
bother closing it.
I think it's an exposed top.
You were able, regardless, yes, somebody can go peer out the back.
Flash out.
You don't see, you shine a flashlight around. You don't see anything immediately behind you, but you do hear what sound, it's hard to tell because you're in a tank. You do hear what sounds like another engine.
Oh. Does it sound like it's getting louder?
It sounds like there is something else coming through the tunnels.
Behind us or in front?
From behind you.
We're in a race.
Oh.
Wait. I shuffle around looking for, I think, the satchel of explosives.
Uh-huh.
Did they take them off with them, or are they still kind of in the cab?
Roll me a luck check. Just roll a d20. 10 or higher, they're still in here. 1 through 9, they took them with.
11.
There is a satchel of dynamite. Yeah.
Oh no. Anytime you give anyone in a Cthulhu game ever dynamite, things go interesting.
We'll stop them, but we'll never get out.
Right.
We have a drill bit.
Yeah.
That's true. So hold this up and say, this is, I can jerry-rig this to be a mine.
A tripwire of sorts?
Yeah. Yes?
I say collapse that fucking tunnel, man.
Only if they cross it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, of course, the consideration is we do need to be able to get out, and I don't know if you know which way is up or down or left or right down here.
We have a giant drill. You just
Yes.
drive.
Have you ever been out in the middle of nowhere when your vehicle ran out of fuel?
Only on the way to my mother-in-law's house.
There's no fear.
Oh, completely accidentally, I'm sure.
There will be no fear of us stepping on it, only heavy machinery.
Well, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
I'm worried about getting back out of here.
That's not the part I'm scared of.
Stop the drill.
Okay, I'm gonna
Or slow down.
slow down and kind of stop so we can hear everything that's really happening.
You throttle down, you come to a little bit of a stop. You can hear distinctly the sound of possibly multiple engines. Further distant back in the tunnels, but it does seem to be behind you. It sounds very similar to the sound of your engine, just much further away.
More
All
tanks.
right. Yeah.
Thanks.
I set it up in a choke point at one of the thin tunnels we passed by, and
For reference, you guys are around... Double check so I tell you correctly. I have the secret map that shows where the actual secret exit is. You guys are around this area.
Oh, we
good
got
lord.
far. Nice.
so right,
Aren't you glad I didn't make you do checks for that
Yes.
entire game?
right in there.
Okay.
So if it disables, destroys the first one, they'll have to push through or go around or
Great.
something.
Yeah, you set up
Backing up in a tank is a pain in the ass.
you set up a fun little what one might call an anti-tank mine made of dynamite.
Well, while he's working on that, I'll tell Mike about the feeling that I'm having and how I correlate it back to an experience in childhood, because he's our storyteller, and I figure he'll be interested in that.
Yeah.
He makes note of that.
And as you guys are in this pause and you're setting this tank kind of along some of these walls, you can now see that there are these clearly sort of carved inlets that have these clusters of glowing blue crystals embedded into them.
I want to
That seem
hold a
to be
hand out over it just to see if the static electricity feeling gets stronger.
It doesn't seem to get stronger, but it is definitely present.
Lick it.
You probably,
Don't make the science.
as you put your hand out, probably less that it's the static and more that you can almost now taste it.
Ooh.
Oh.
And that this is kind of uncomfortable. And it almost, you almost get, you don't have experience with fluorescent lights yet, but when they come around, if you survive this war and they come around in a couple decades, this is going to be what you remember it being like. Is that
Is it
high-pitched? It's pretty bright. It's not like fully as bright as a fluorescent. It's a beautiful glowing crystal. It's a little more like being in line for a Disney ride.
So that was the blue light that we saw.
That is the blue light that you saw ahead of you. You see these clusters of blue crystals that are very clearly, deliberately lighting a pathway down the
I just used the shadow. I'll figure out the glow later. I just used the shadow they cast to better hide the mine.
Yeah, I know. You can kind of be like, oh, well, here's the dark spot.
Yeah,
that
basically.
you're going to be like, when you're...
Dark side of the moon there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hide the mine. Do you want to continue in your tank, or do you want to proceed on foot?
We should at least move the
Away from
Away
the
from
line.
the-
away from the mines.
Yeah,
because
trying to tuck
this
it in,
mother's gonna
yeah.
blow big.
You could just tuck it down one of these little side tunnels, kind of
So, yeah,
pull
so
it
it kinda
just
hides,
kind of out
yeah.
of sight line, and then
And
you
where it won't get damaged as badly.
You should
Actually,
position it that we
right-
don't have to make any U-turns.
There we go.
Okay, perfect. I'll just point out right here is like a nice hidey spot.
So the mine is around here. You're gonna kind of come to this little U over here.
Do I feel like that's far enough away from the explosives?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have that much dynamite.
Yeah.
This isn't an Ezra game.
In fairness, the grenade fell onto the dynamite
I mean, sure.
I
Yeah.
believe you.
underneath the giant eldritch being.
I did not realize I was going to have to bring out my table of explosives map for this one. But okay. You proceed following along on foot. I presume following along these crystals.
Yeah.
Because otherwise this is going to be a really boring second half. You proceed, you make your way on, and as you make your way, you get to the tip of this sort of honeycomb here, and you find that, contrary to what this map shows, because it is smart and did not give it away to the players, there's a tunnel that continues up this way. It widens a little bit, and you see before you a huge, ornately carved set of obelisks that flank a massive stone double door
Attack the obelisk.
that is carved in here. There are like figures carved into this door in various little like scenes that are inset in all of the doors. There's a script written all around the borders of the doors, the lintels, the threshold, everything. And you see these like strange obelisks on the side, and emanating from both of these obelisks are wires that kind of snake out and into the door.
Never seen a trigger like this. I don't know what this is. But that is definitely a man-made door.
I think in the scientific journals they call this weird shit.
Yes, actually.
Pretty good.
What? Do you know anything about this?
I'll get closer to get a better look.
Insight Academia. You can use your occult academia.
So the Germans are building underground bases.
I don't think this is us. May I use a bit to do a reroll?
Yes.
Insight Academia. That is 1 success.
1 success. You look more closely at these carvings, these pictures, these symbols, this sort of language here. And I wish there was more description of how you came to know this information. The After Dark. But you study it, and what you see in these images, first of all, is you see they're depicting almost like scenes from history, right? You know, you would expect to see something like this in, like, you know, Babylonia. There's probably a lot of this on friezes around India that you have seen as a child. Those little like reliefs and carvings that depict these, you know, stories and myths. That's what seems to be here, except all of the creatures depicted in this are these strange, pincered, multi-limbed, winged, slightly insectoid-looking creatures. You see them building. You see them, you know, interacting with each other. You see them surrounding something that looks kind of like the obelisks that indeed are on the side of these doors, but like surrounding them. And as you look at these inscriptions that are lining all of these doors, in that strange, unsettling way that perhaps has happened to you before, perhaps it's the first time, it's like these shapes suddenly form together in your mind to give you some semblance of understanding. It's not that you can suddenly read this alien language, but there is one repeated pattern and phrase that seems to come together in your mind. Migo.
Knew it. Fucking knew it.
And with that, my friends, we are going to go to our break. We will be back very, very shortly. Stick around. Watch the break video. Say hi to all of our wonderful patrons. Thank them for their service. Give us bits so that they can survive this game. And we will see you all very, very soon. And welcome back! We are playing Achtung, Cthulhu, and when we last left off, our spy with a bizarre background in occult knowledge, don't worry about it, had just discovered that the strange, ornately carved door that our secret soldiers have discovered deep in the underground tunnels seems to have been carved by some strange insectoid creatures that call themselves Migo. Don't worry about it.
Did she share that? Or
Kayla's just kind of like scanning this, like the furrow between her eyebrows getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
Huh.
What is it?
Have I ever run across the word Migo before, or is this a completely new thing today?
This is new to you,
Okay.
I'm gonna say.
It wants us to go through there? I mean, me go, right? Me go through that?
I think that Migo is what they call themselves, this race. And I'll kind of like just point at the pictograms of these insectoid people.
You're not really going to be able to see it on camera, everyone. I'm sorry, but for everyone at my
Wow,
camera,
that is a giant-
it's a big old door. Honestly, this is a bad illustration because those are clearly statues and not obelisks.
Yeah.
But roll with it.
I'm rolling with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you rolling your eyes at me?
A race of ant people.
Well, I think they're more like praying mantises.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes it crystal clear.
I mean, in as much as they correlate to any kind of like insect that would. These are.
It's you know what? It's no weirder than finding a door down here. So
Okay, so we're here to find. Could these help us defeat the Nazis?
I mean, probably based on the sorts of equipment and technology that is here.
As you are standing here and discussing this or whatever, you all just again kind of almost like this is where you kind of like feel that like there's almost like a wave in that static that seems to be in the air. There's just that little like. You don't hear it, nothing changes, you just kind of feel like a rush of the energy shifting briefly.
Is there a knocker on there or anything, or can we? I mean, it's stone, right?
You don't even see like a door handle. You see two doors. There is a clear delineation between those doors. There is no handle. You just see these obelisks with all these wires that seem to feed through it. You do see, like, as you're looking up, like this is carved and inside in. Up to the sides of it, like you can see that there is more tunnel beyond. Think very much like. Like this door has been plopped into the midst of these things. They're very high up. Like it's not like you would have to do some extremely athletic BS that is probably a little beyond your current equipment capabilities to get up in. Even you would struggle. But you can see that there's clearly stuff.
I mean, equipment, but yes.
Beyond and behind there. That's not why you would struggle. There's other things going on here.
Fair enough.
all right. So the Frenchies at the barn were worried that something would get out. This is the only thing we've found. This is the only door other than the door to the barn that the drill bit conveniently punched through. Now, we have that thing parked in at the ready. We drive it through here.
Let's try not to destroy everything first. I understand that your impulse is to blow everything up first, but let's try maybe trying to push the door open. This is very advanced technology as far as I can tell. Maybe we try to knock or just push it open.
It's a stone slab with carvings.
There are
The
two
Egyptians did
slabs.
this.
And some of those were so well mounted, well hung, that if you pushed on them lightly, they would open.
Be my guest.
There was only one set of explosives.
Correct.
Yeah.
Damn.
You didn't roll that good on your luck check. You got one bag of dynamite.
I mean, do we want to ambush that tank after it explodes
To get more?
to get more of them?
And then blow this up?
We'll run all the way through the dynamite.
I mean, no, just kill as many Germans as we can.
How does that help us with the door?
I don't know.
Kayla's just gonna walk up and put a hand on the door.
You put a hand on the door and you feel the gentle, warm hum of electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody home? He says sarcastically, up to you.
You know no one's going to answer if you're being rude.
Insight plus tactics.
Insight and tactics. Do I have tactics? I do not.
Well, sucks to suck. Ask a friend for help.
Actually, I want to help.
I got a 5, which is a single success.
Okay.
I don't
Under
have tactics
insight.
either.
I got
You do.
tactics.
Do
I
you
don't
want?
know what she's doing. Yeah, I'll help.
She's examining the doors, is what she's.
So just roll one die.
Just roll one.
3. 2 successes.
You're only allowed to roll one.
Yes,
for help
his
action.
one success, my
Got
success.
it. Great. Okay, so 2 total. Understood. I can do math. Not very well, but I can do it.
It's that kind of night.
2 successes. You look at these doors, you look at these wires, you feel this electricity, and you are able to, through the magic of roleplay, realize that you have 2 clear options. One is bust through these doors with the drill. Mm-hmm. You're pretty sure it would work. These doors actually look like they are probably less reinforced than the doors that you went through in the barn to get into these tunnels in the first place. You do not think it would be difficult to bust through with the drill. It will be loud. Mm-hmm. As you look around and you realize these wires, like going through this door and this obelisk, they have to be the opening mechanism. There is no handle. There are no visible hinges. Something about these wires. So the obelisks have to be some sort of control point.
Elula.
Something for me to figure out?
Possibly. This might be technology that's well beyond anything you've seen before, but... And I'll explain what I picked up from that.
Okay. Oh, so this wire goes to that thing and then blah,
Reason
blah.
engineering. Your reason engineering as you examine the obelisk.
That's pretty darn good. Someone want to help me? Are you able to?
I have reason engineering.
Yeah, you can help.
Yeah.
You can do a help action. Nope.
2.
2 successes. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You needed 2.
Amazing.
You examine this obelisk and you are reminded of this weird tchotchke gift that maybe like a past like lover or somebody brought back for you. It was one of those like Chinese puzzle boxes where it just looks perfectly smooth on all sides, but then when you start kind of like moving things, you're like, oh, I'll bet if I just sort of like push, and as you sort of like put a hand up, the stone depresses and then pops out and slides away. And you can see inside the obelisk a strange, it's like these wires have become their own living entity. It's like a mycelium fungal network of wires twisting and growing throughout this stone obelisk. And in the center of this, that seems to be the like central source, is a pulsing, twitching, blue glowing insect with giant pincers that is just sort of like with every wave of this static that you feel in the air.
How
Can Mike
big
creep
is
up
it?
and take a photo of it?
Absolutely, you can.
It's like, Mika.
As he goes to do, I grab his hand and I look at it. It's like that pulsation seems like an alert of some kind.
What, like an alarm?
Yeah, like an alarm.
Or like a heartbeat.
They're using this this thing as a heartbeat to trigger an alarm, or is it just is it sending messages?
It feels to me like what we are feeling is the resonant of its heartbeat.
I'm guessing if that thing stops sending its
Yes,
vibration
yes, so
to
don't shoot it.
wherever, then maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so don't shoot it. Because I'd love to not have a bunch of its grandfathers and grandmothers coming down on us.
How big
Shoot,
is
I don't
it?
even know what it is.
This thing is maybe a little bigger than you are. The obelisk itself. The creature itself is like your size or larger. This obelisk is massive. Like I don't think I was
also picturing like
No.
like the little guy in
No. You are
Yeah.
you have opened a like this is like a 20-foot tall obelisk filled with these like living wires almost that all connect into this thing that is kind of suspended in the center of the obelisk that is like your size. There are actively like you can see little like ledges and little like handholds that have been carved in that are like the like access portals, think like almost like catwalks in a theater to like scale up to get into the various parts of this obelisk so that you could get closer to this thing, like the maintenance repair like system.
Hello.
I don't think your flash is going to disturb it, I guess.
Click. That's going back to Allied Command.
It's probably going to look really good in this like environment.
You might award me the Pulitzer.
I mean, you're assuming that it ever gets revealed to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's great.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna go check the other obelisk. Or is there no wires going to that one?
No, they're coming from both. Yeah, you were able to go over same procedure. You were able to kind of find the pressure point, pop it open. Same thing in the other one. This mask of like living wires that all connect into this like slightly twitching, blue glowing insectoid body.
I don't know what we're supposed to do.
We can sever the wires and find out, but I kind of don't want to.
Well, and also I think that the wires connected to it are part of how the door opens.
Yeah.
To both of them, that they are a power source.
The door isn't open yet.
No.
No,
Just
it's
the obelisk.
Just the obelisk.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes, these are, I think, the way to open the door. I can climb up.
Lula, as you're looking at this and you're like, once you get past the initial just like WTF factor of the whole thing, you realize that this reminds you of a car battery. Like all of these like wires and connections. It reminds you, honestly, in many ways of some of the weird stuff you've had to jury rig out in the field when it's like, we got to get the radio running and you're like attaching like a burnt out car battery and to, you know, to somebody's radio and like creating like a strange antenna out of, you know, an old umbrella, right? You know, like that's kind of what this looks like. But if it were all maybe quasi alive.
So
Don't ask me. I think we got enough to go back and report.
So there's an extension cord, think, in the back. What if we strip the edges and plug them into each other?
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
All right.
What are we expecting to do?
I want the door to open.
Or explode and die. One of the two.
Look, we can go through the door one of two ways. We can go through it, as you suggested, with a terrifying tank, or we can open it and be a little bit quieter about it.
I think we need to, like, what do we do? If we all hold hands, can we touch them? No, because they're way up high.
You would have to climb up. But again, like there are these little like almost like access, like little like ladders and little like platforms that would allow you to get up closer.
Let me know how I can help. But I'm gonna send them back here.
I'm gonna just very nicely give you a like.
Yes, please.
I don't want this to sound too obvious, but I'm just gonna state these things are clearly, if you're thinking of them as a battery, right, and they are on, and the door is shut, then turning off the battery would conceptually open the door. This does not seem like it is overly complex in that way. This is your on-off switch. You're pretty sure. The fact that it also happens to be a blue glowing bug creature is a little disconcerting, but in the battery metaphor, you're pretty sure that what you need to do is unplug the battery in some fashion to get the door to open. You think the electrification is what is holding the door shut.
Okay. So then...
Oh, it's a Five Nights at Freddy's door. Cool.
Yeah.
So
it's an intensive security door that doesn't have a backup generator.
Is there a way to do that without, like, hurting the creature?
You think that you would have to, you think that with your engineering skill, you could try to just essentially unplug these things. You're gonna have to crawl up there and like get into the wires and like actively like pull some stuff out. But you think the game wants you to use coordination medicine, but does very kindly say that you can also use engineering. And since you don't have your medic with you, I would say that engineering is probably the way to go. You know how a battery works.
2 successes.
Nice.
2 successes. You're going to be able to do it. It is going to take you some time. And
we had momentum.
And you know that as it is going to take some time, that also runs the risk of those other tanks that are behind you getting closer. But you think you're going to be able to do it.
Well, we haven't heard an explosion yet.
You have not heard an explosion yet. I should probably roll and see which direction they're going.
As I look,
See how well they're navigating.
Did we leave obvious tracks? Sorry.
You left tank tracks.
Okay.
treads. All right.
Yeah, I was like, there was not really any way for you to hide that. Some places they're going to be more visible than others, because some places we're going to have probably loose dirt, but a lot of this is like stone. Like you are carved down deep into the earth. So it may not. There are certainly places where they might not be able to follow you, but there might be some places where they can literally pick up your tracks if they're looking, if they're paying attention.
All right.
I'm going to say, unless you're doing something, unless you guys are like, screw it, you take some time, you let Lula climb up into this strange. It feels like reaching into like the middle of an enoki mushroom. It's this strange, like vegetal, but also electricity as you're reaching through these wires. And you get in and you maneuver these wires and you sort of pop out and you see as you pop out enough of these wires, this thing just kind of stops twitching. It stays there, nothing else really happens. The twitching stops. And finally you hear the like of whatever has been kind of holding the doors in place kind of releasing. A little bit of that static in the air maybe lessens. It's still there. You haven't fully like turned the power off, if you will, but you have flipped the off switch on these doors. And you are able to push through.
All right. Grab flashlights just in case there aren't too many more of those glowing crystals, although I assume there is.
Can I kick a crystal free or dislodge one? And if I do, is it still glowing when it's dislodged?
Yes, you can pop one out of its place, and yes, it is still glowing.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing while they're...
Cool.
I was like, hey, glowing rocks.
Honestly, we should gather up some more of those. That would be incredibly useful.
You're thinking these are going to make us a fortune.
I was thinking that we'd take them back and use them to kill Nazis, but, you know, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Multi-purpose glowing rocks, yeah.
I really am enjoying the part where you just discover that these are just glowing crystals, and so you're just beating guys to death with really cool rocks.
I hand everybody one.
Yeah, cool. Everybody's got a glowing crystal.
Keep like one or two.
You slide into these doors. You have chosen, now I can tell you, there were 2 ways to open the doors. One is called All Guns Blazing Coming Through, and the one you chose is Softly, Softly, What Hides Within.
Ooh.
Because you have chosen this, you open the door, and beyond the door is a sight the likes of which you have never seen. A series of buildings stretches out before you, uniform in their gray stone color, except for motes of blue regularly dotting the landscape, but far from uniform in structure. The buildings themselves are latticed, appearing more like large pieces of honeycomb than any form of conventional architecture. Large sections of the buildings have pulled away from the core structure and are suspended in the air, slowly floating away to rest within another part of this alien void. Dozens, if not hundreds, of the same insectoid Migo as seen on the Great Door can be seen flitting from place to place in groups, their movements in near perfect synchronization. Despite these bizarre and astounding sights, one image dominates the landscape at the far end, even more than this. A giant pyramid hovers in the air, aglow with a vivid blue light that runs across its surface like veins of captured lightning. A monolithic flute of mirrored metal, like a gigantic gun barrel, slopes upward, pointing up toward an unknown object, arcs of electricity sparking across its surface. If you were to hazard a guess at the Black Sun's target, it's not a great leap to assume that this pyramid and this bizarre superweapon mounted upon it might be what they seek. the tip of this flute crackles with power, small arcs of impossibly bright lightning dancing from the tip of its barrel down into the bizarre biomechanical housing, which forms the main part of this weapon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sweet. Okay.
That is what you see.
Laser
on the
ant
top
gun.
of the pyramid. And just for fun, here's a nice top-down view.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it
That's the
moves
pyramid.
probably.
Yeah. And again,
That's horrifying.
also just to be clear, if you're looking at the photo, just for you guys, see those tiny dots?
Uh-huh.
Those are the Migo that are the U size.
Oh.
I just want to make sure you get a good concept of this is a very large. This is larger than a tank mounted minigun. Yes, they are off in the distance, but this is not a one person super weapon. This is a team effort super weapon. Anyway, so that's what you see when you open the doors. Because you came in stealthily, they haven't noticed you yet.
They never will.
Should we say hello?
I think we've got enough. I strongly think we've got enough.
Absolutely not. If we leave that to be grabbed by the Black Sun.
Against all these flying insects?
Yeah.
Well, they can have at it.
Kayla's just gonna start walking further in.
I get where you're coming from. I do. I get where you're coming from. But also, this is my country. And my country is being destroyed. My people are being killed. So if we can make a deal with these guys, we should do it.
Yeah. Go up to one and say, "Take me to your leader."
Okay, here we go. Here we go. You run up to Kalish.
Kalish.
Yep.
Good polling.
You go and catch up with Kalish. Mikey, what you doing?
This is the story.
Will you stay or will you go?
Yeah, right. Just the entire time, he's just like, okay.
How are you proceeding? You've kind of taken the lead here. How are you proceeding into this place? You do see that these creatures are all moving. They seem to move in groups, and they seem to all move in unison. Even the groups that are not moving with one another seem to be all in coordination. Everything is choreographed almost.
Has the concept of a hive mind been discovered in ants and bees at this point in history?
I think there's at least, if not fully understood, there is at least observation of the way that insects move in groups by this point, and you would certainly.
And I think that's what I'm associating with their movements.
That, the other thing that some of you might ping onto is that there is something about this whole place, despite its bug-likeness, there is also something extremely organic that really makes you think, especially with all these wires, almost seem to behave more like fungus than electricity, even though electricity is what you are feeling. It is both. You really and so between the concept of the mycelium network of root systems or mushrooms that all can communicate, and then the concept of insects that have this coordinated, the dances of the honeybees and things like that, you really get the sense that you are entering a hive.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is interconnected.
Well,
seems fine.
Seems fine. Looks clear. I mean, in Kalish's mind, if there is a hive, there's a queen. And if there's a queen, maybe we can communicate with him, her, it.
Is the ground solid or mushy?
It is pretty solid. It is packed earth and stone.
I'm going to start aiming for the pyramid and trying to avoid immediate detection, not fully going from hiding place to hiding place, but trying to avoid easy view.
Okay. Sorry, I have many options for which skill checks to give you, and so based on how you are approaching, I'm deciding which one I'm going to give you. I think... I think this sounds like... Are you prioritizing getting to the pyramid as quickly as possible, or are you, while remaining quiet and somewhat hidden, or are you prioritizing purely remaining as out of sight and hidden as possible?
I'm trying to stay out of sight.
Okay, then I'm going to give you coordination stealth.
Okay.
Especially if you have urban stealth.
I do have urban stealth.
Yeah.
I would like to burn a momentum
To add a die?
to add a die.
Yep.
Got stuck in my finger. 1 success and a complication.
Success, complication. Great.
Complication is me right behind you, just going.
Probably.
Can I use a fortune? Reroll a d20.
I think because it was Kalish's roll, Kalish would have to burn it.
Momentum are shared, not fortune.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I only have 1 fortune left, and I don't want to use it yet.
Great. You are proceeding quietly, but not quietly enough. And you start to notice the patterns change as some of the nearby groups seem to shift their flight as though they have been like rerouted on a patrol and they're starting to come nearer to you. This has created the truth they're on to us, which is that something knows you are here. That something specifically being the hive. I don't know why it says something like everything knows you're here because it's all interconnected. Your presence is known. You are not fully like under attack yet, but they are looking for you. They know something has
Changed.
breached the barrier, if you will.
Which makes sense. The door's wide open.
Yeah, that's true. At some point, someone's going to be like, hey, isn't that supposed to be closed? Don't we have instructions to keep those doors closed? Do you wish to continue forward? Do you wish to change tactics? I'm going to give you a different combination of roll, but I want to know how you want to proceed.
I will kind of pause and like duck down behind something and wait to see who's catching up with me.
Lula bumps into you.
Reach out and like
right
catch her
behind you.
shoulder to
Yeah.
help her not fall over.
Meike, I believe is...
No, as a matter
you're
of
not?
fact,
Okay.
he's actually kind of Team Jordan right now because
You guys stand back?
I've stealthily tucked us away.
how are the people supposed to learn about this if my camera gets lost in these caverns, right?
Yeah, that is fair. So you guys have sort of kind of tucked by, you're staying by the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell him a brief anecdote about this guy I met in the trenches as a young journalist guy. Wanted to go to school for journalism, all this, and he got up front, close view. He was writing a book. It's like a massive thing, and then, you know, all of his researchers just died when he did.
How oddly specific.
Are you guys on the, this doesn't super matter, but just to paint the picture, inside or outside of the doors?
We're inside.
Okay.
Not trailing too far behind, but I'm definitely like scoping things
Much
inside.
slower.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Keeping
you are
a weapon to the
following.
ready. Okay.
At a
At a significant distance.
at a rifle's distance.
Got it.
Safe distance.
Great. I love that that could mean that you're prepared to shoot these things or you're prepared to shoot your comrades and give them a merciful death quickly.
I mean, with
You never know.
could go either way.
One, man.
Like, look, you saw some stuff in the Great War. You were only supposed to have to do this
Death
once,
isn't
and
the
here you
worst
are
thing.
again. Yeah.
Death is not the worst thing.
No, absolutely not. Great. I'm gonna say then I would like your combo. You can do this as a roll and a help. I would like your pair to do an agility stealth to see how well you are keeping yourselves tucked while you're also kind of guns and or cameras at the ready. And Kalish and Lula, I would like you to do a reason survival.
What's your agility stealth look like, Warren?
3 and 8. So my agility is not very good. So 11.
It's higher than mine, so I will help you.
Okay.
My reason survival is 11. How's yours?
12.
Go for it. I'll help you.
Okay. Which one of us wants to burn that momentum? Which set?
You guys.
Yeah, the ones who are like...
The ones in the front? Okay, great.
I'm going to burn one of my fortune.
To auto. Okay, great.
2 successes.
1 success here.
Great. That's 3 from you guys.
I failed to help.
That's fine. But you got it.
4.
You didn't
Yeah,
add
I didn't have to.
You didn't add any complications.
One of those is
One of those
the
is
one.
your
a
auto
one.
too. So, if both of those succeeded, make one of those die is your fortune. So that's
Okay.
2. So it's a total of 3. Great. We got 3 and 3. Beautiful. It's fine. You guys take deep breaths. Realize that these things all seem to be coordinated, and everybody just kind of shifts up their tactics a little bit. You guys focus in a little more about like navigating a more specific path, and kind of really watching where they're going. You guys are really prioritizing like keeping that distance and making sure you're not traveling the same path that the front group is to create that difference. And you all start to find yourselves also a little bit maybe falling into this rhythm of the hive, sensing the kind of energy, the pulse, and just being able to sort of like move in ways that you feel like are less disruptive, less noticeable. Unfortunately, you know who doesn't care about disruptions?
Yep.
Goddamn Nazis.
That other tank that you suddenly hear come roaring up to the entrance.
Oh, I missed the explosion.
Wait, did we
not hear the
Did they
boom?
avoid it or did we not hear it?
You did not hear an explosion happen.
Okay. Doesn't answer my question.
Maybe there's a different answer that'll be coming. I also am rolling dice for things, but you all, as you're approaching, you guys have pretty much reached kind of the base under this hovering pyramid, and you feel a very odd sensation as you get close to this. That kind of electrical static feel is like, it's not worse, but it is different. Like something environmental has changed as you have like gotten up this close to the pyramid. You're truly kind of surprised you've gotten this close. And unfortunately, your attention is immediately diverted as you all hear this roaring as a tank just comes slamming through the already open doors, but just comes busting through them. You see another Grendel.
Oh, they had 2 of these?
Damn it, that was my idea.
Or it's ours. I did take the pieces out, though.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you can tell it's not yours. This one looks much more screwed up. You were very kind to yours. This one looks like it's been through some things, and was not driven as gently as yours was. This thing comes slamming through. I'm having to make sure because I have to double check.
It wouldn't have noticed us, would it? As it comes roaring past or slamming through.
You guys are very small. This is just a full ass tank rolling through. You don't think they're necessarily looking for you guys. What they do notice, and what you all notice, is just dozens of these horrifying good creatures just immediately mobilize into this insane swarm and start like zooming in on the intruders as this tank, this Grendel pops through, followed by a normal panzer that opens fire.
Oh.
On what? The pyramid or just the...
On everything in sight. It's a tank. It does not have a lot of aiming capacity. Mostly it's aiming, though, at these swarms of Migo that are descending upon it as chaos begins.
So is there any way up to the
The pyramid.
bug tank?
Yeah, up to the pyramid. Sorry, I have to find a specific page because there is a very specific bit of information you need to know. As you get up to the base of this pyramid, you see that it is floating freely in midair, just kind of hovering there. But you also see at ground level there are 4 large glowing platforms that look like they are functioning as like almost like scissor lift situations. You can tell this because there are 4 of them, and one of them is about halfway up to the pyramid with several of these like bug creatures, these Migo, on it, they have an object within that looks like a sarcophagus. About the same size as them, kind of carved to resemble something like a smaller version of this monstrosity thing, or which also kind of resembles them. It's almost got like the shape of a carapace and some legs, and it seems to be ascending up. And you can see in the base of the pyramid there are some like holes that seem to line up with where these lifts would rise up and allow them to access and get into the inside of the pyramid.
Are the other 3 down?
The other 3 are currently down.
Hearing the commotion break out, I'm gonna turn around and just scream at the top of my voice because everything is noise now. Jordan, Mika, get over here now!
Yeah, everything, just chaos is breaking out. You, now is the point at which you hear an explosion from outside that you're pretty sure was dynamite. And you're hearing a lot of swearing, you were hearing a lot of strange, like, chittering sounds. The air is swarming with these, like, angry, bug-like creatures. Gunfire is starting to fill the air as troops are now pouring out of both tanks, firing on these creatures. And you also hear an even worse noise, which is the sound of more tanks coming from the opposite side of this space.
Oh.
Let's jump on the.
We do need to get up there, I think, but I don't think that the 2 of us alone are going to be able to fire up this weapon.
And it's
a big bastard.
Doesn't exactly have a field operator's manual for this fight.
What, none of you read Migo?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Are y'all coming or not?
I grab
Micah
by
sorry.
the arm,
I keep doing
and I say, like, I'm still wearing the blood sun.
Black Sun?
Black sun. So are you.
Yes.
Option time. I'm going to go join them on the pyramid. But someone needs to tell people what happened here. That's up to you. And I take off for the pyramid.
Oh, God.
Option time, but only for you. Bye.
Oh, God. So he's recalling the anecdote that you told him earlier about that guy,
Oh, God.
Who wanted to be a journalist and then died in a mustard gas attack and
Yeah.
didn't get to journal anything, huh?
Yeah, but also you're in the middle of an enormous firefight between Migo and tanks.
Uh-huh.
And at least coming from our side of things, you might not be quite in the middle of it.
Oh, jeez.
Funny thing about a trench, you don't know where anybody's coming from.
That's true. That's true.
This is high ground advantage, technically, if you go up in the
Yeah.
air.
True.
No, fuck it. He's gonna go along with the rest of the group. Like, in for a penny, in for a pound.
You all race your way to one of these platforms.
I take off my mask so the insectoids don't confuse.
So that you do not
Yeah.
resemble the things that are attacking the insectoids. Great.
Same.
Yeah, you pop those off. As you run up, you can see that there is sort of a little, like, again, like big flat platform, and then there's like a little raised thing with like a little control panel. Sorry, Thomas, you still get to roll at the dice. Engineering. If other people want to try things, they can, but I feel like the obvious one is you're just going to hotwire this bitch.
Oh, that's a critical good and a success.
Hell yeah.
For 3
3
successes.
Hell yeah. Have some momentum.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had to do math for a second. Yeah, have some momentum. You did good. You look and you're like, oh yeah, it's like another battery situation. You just hotwire this thing and you guys start lifting into the air. Bullets are starting to whiz. Crackling lightning weapons of some sort.
I need to step back.
From these creatures.
What did he just hotwire?
So
The control panel for the lift. There's these like flat platforms that basically scissor lift you up into the bottom of the pyramid.
Oh, because the pyramid is floating.
Because the pyramid is floating above you, yes. So you're on the thing, and it's just going to, like, lift you up into, like, the trapdoor that's cut in the bottom and, like, raise you up into the pyramid. Yes, that is what Lula has just hot-wired for you. Don't worry about it. As you were raising up, though, you're getting a beautiful, horrifying bird's eye view of what is going on down here. And one of the things that you notice is, like, there are a lot of what appears to be Black Sun soldiers pouring in now from both directions, including from, like, further in. Your best guess is there was some other kind of tunnel entrance on another side that they managed to find through that, like, insane network of tunnels, right? But the other thing that you all kind of notice is, like, these soldiers are moving, and they're moving in unison, but also not. If the I almost called them Thrykean again. If the Migo are, like, functioning in this almost, like, coordinated, choreographed dance of a hive mind, these things are moving in the, like, strangely stilted form of a horde. But there's something about their movement that does not seem natural. It does not seem like soldiers, and the way that they are not breaking ranks as they pour forward into the fray feels distinctly inhuman.
I just had a horrible thought. Do there seem to be more of them than were at the farm with us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
A lot more than there were at the farm.
Cool. Love that for us.
Or at least in the batch that came with you to the farm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a fun time that's happening. I'm going to allow to just get up into this pyramid because it's way more fun if you get up there than if I try to shoot you off the platform. I can try to kill you in the end game. The Migo are very distracted. They're dealing with the more immediate threat. And so while you guys are no longer hidden, you are known, you are not presenting an immediate threat the way all of that stuff is.
We're not shooting.
So you are able to kind of fly under the radar for now. You lift up into this pyramid. It takes what feels like a painfully long amount of time as you are just watching this chaos unfold. Freebie, you absolutely are in range to be able to take some snipe shots if you so choose, or you can just sort of huddle on this thing and, keep going. But
cinematically, Ash was he was like eyeing something up, and then like he disappears into the tunnels. Damn it.
Yeah, like just as you're like lining up and just there's so much going on. The lift subs and you find yourselves in this sort of like blue glowing hallway. All of the light in here is blue, similar to those crystals. It's kind of soothing in a strange way compared to the chaos of outside, but it is also distinctly alien. This is unlike anything you have ever seen before. And you can see tucked into these alcoves these like biomechanical devices. They seem both electronic and organic at the same time. They seem to be some sort of maybe part of the power source of whatever this thing is. Hard to tell. But as you proceed down this hallway, it sort of inherently steers you into a large central chamber. If this was like a pyramid in Egypt, this would be the king's burial chamber. But as it is in this space, you see this blue glow lighting an altar set in the center. Huge stone slab inscripted with more of this strange alien markings. You see a somewhat smaller version of one of these insectoid Migo that seems to be sort of hunched over it, almost as if it is in study, and projecting up from the face of the altar is like a 3-dimensional image. It's like a film, but not on a screen, in the air, happening in front of this creature. You can see strange flickers of images, something that looks like this mega cannon that's up on top of this alien thing. You can see images of the invasion at the Battle of France, the waves of soldiers coming through. You see this weapon again. You see visions of the beach at Dunkirk, and then you see rising out of the waves a flash of creatures rising from the water, fish-headed soldiers carrying massive arms that look like something out of a science fiction film that you may or may not have ever seen, just flicking in rapid succession as you see this creature sort of like with his like pincer-like arms.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna let that sink in for a second in case anybody wants to take any actions before he notices you or attempts to. I mean, he probably knows you're there. But
Do we get the idea that these images are things that have already happened or are going to happen?
real hard to say.
Because some of them we know happened. We saw them happen. The loss of the battle.
You saw
I
the
don't
loss of the
remember
battle.
fish-headed people coming out at the
Pretty sure that did not happen.
Yeah.
Right. Some of them we know happened, but
I'm gonna approach and say, "Can we use this to save the world?"
Do you say it just like that?
Yeah, yeah.
I love Lula.
Sorry, I'm like,
it's just-
like what is
Can I
the?
try again in Arabic if that doesn't work?
It's not. That's at least it's smarter now.
No, I'm just like I was just like what? I was like, what is the solution for what if they just try to talk to them? A thing that this module really doesn't expect you to do, to be perfectly honest.
Getting Star Trek.
Yeah, I'm also approaching with Lula like, not drawing any weapons. Kind of, I mean, this is eons before, take me to your leader, but kind of that feel of like, smashing through hasn't helped yet.
Sorry, I'm quickly reviewing.
That print is
The
tiny. I
rules
can see it from
that you
here.
have
It's
to-
little.
There's a lot of text in here. Much of which is lovely, but it also is a lot to speed read through again. I need somebody who's feeling spicy and confident to make me a Reason Academia roll.
Oh, I can do that.
What are you at?
I can help with that.
Reason Academia 14.
Okay. I can help. I'm an 11.
You make the roll. Sounds like you've got the highest. One of you can help. You can fight over who's got the best stat.
But what's your stat there, Thomas?
Reason Academia 13.
You can help.
I would like to use that momentum if I
Yeah.
may.
Yeah.
And honestly, this feels important. I'm going to use them in my last fortune.
Hey.
To auto succeed.
To auto succeed one of those. So 2 successes for sure.
Great.
Then we'll see from there.
Oh, yeah.
I got another. So I got 4 successes and a complication.
Okay.
Oh,
1 success.
Great. 5 successes. You generate a bunch more momentum. For weirdly, reading alien language is only a difficulty 2.
That's weird.
But whatever. I'll give it to you. This is just for my own brain. Great. Okay. You approach, you ask this question, you just kind of like blurt out this question, you kind of come up, and this thing sort of like chitters and turns and looks at you. As you look at this creature and as you look at these like images that are kind of flashing, this like weird, strange, almost movie that is playing, what you realize is that what you are seeing is you've maybe seen or heard of like the war room tables, right? Where there's a big map laid out and you've got all your little figures representing what is happening. What you are seeing is a 3D interpretation of this. And you are seeing that this super weapon and everything that it is powered from, all of these crystals and all of this energy that is being sapped deep from within this earth, is being aimed at a city under the sea just outside Dunkirk to annihilate these fish-headed warriors. And you realize, even without much necessary knowledge of like geography or politics or anything, you realize that this will cause earthquakes, tsunamis. This will collapse half the coast of France. This will send waves into England that will wash away the entire southern coast. This thing is huge. This thing is powerful. This thing will leave a crater as big as if the moon crashed into the earth.
Jesus.
In the English Channel, if it goes off. This thing cannot be allowed to be used.
Yeah, Kailish's eyes are going wider and wider as she's realizing.
If this were traditional Call of Cthulhu, you would not even get to roll for sanity.
No.
It would just go away. However, there's no sanity mechanic in Achtung Cthulhu. We're doing pulp history, baby. You just look and go, oh no.
Cool.
The complication, to no one's surprise, is that this thing immediately starts chittering, and you see like electricity start to crackle between its pinchers, and it looks like it is gonna come at you guys.
Jordan, it's your turn.
Well, it's my turn. You don't know how to negotiate with it?
And as this thing comes through, you see the electricity crackling. You hear it start to chant.
There's no negotiating with this.
Something that is kind of like weird clicks, like you would expect from an insect, perhaps, or the sound of like a fly hitting against the glass, but also something that almost starts to resemble words and sounds.
Jordan, shoot it.
I'm shooting it.
Am I the only one with a gun? It hasn't attacked me yet.
Go ahead and shoot
I'm
you up.
shooting
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Lula's like,
begging to shoot this entire time, and now you're getting soft.
I did not want to shoot the insects. I did not want to shoot the pyramid. I did not want to, like, none of that stuff.
2 successes.
We shouldn't even be here.
None of this should be here. We are the only ones who can stop this.
So this is the subtle gun.
great.
Range is close. Stress 3, ammo 3.
Okay.
Vicious, whatever vicious.
Vicious.
That's
Okay.
a salvo. I don't know what that means.
Great.
Yeah.
I will double check the salvos because I have that list. I believe that means I believe it's 3, so you're gonna roll 3 of our spicy dice to see how much injury you do. Let me double check the vicious because I used to remember, but again, I did not memorize.
It's actually on the back of the box.
Yeah, but I use that for
The
display because I have this thing.
That's the DM screen. The back of
Yeah.
the box is the DM screen.
Also, teeny tiny little word.
It is also teeny tiny little words.
Because the Cthulhus are good now, as opposed to the first episode. So Cthulhus are
really?
good. Yeah.
Okay.
So
They're
that
good
means
in
that-
this context, yes. They're bad in other contexts, but
Okay.
they're good in this context. Vicious, you add +1 to the total stress.
Okay. So it is going to be 4 stress, 5 stress.
Great. Beautiful.
Because I got 2 dots, 1 dot, and a Cthulhu.
Great. And then you added the 1 for your vicious.
So I added 1 for the Cthulhu and then 1 for the vicious.
Great. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Wait, or is Cthulhu 2 successes?
When it started to show the cratering, was that just to them two, or was that to everyone in the room?
Everybody who was watching could see it. Kalish was the one who started to understand what it meant. If you guys want, I do have the digital version of the little baby rules. If you guys want that to be able to look stuff up, sorry, I didn't mean to hoard it.
Do we have the? Oh, you have the other. You have the bottom.
Yeah, I have the bottom box that doesn't do anything, and then everybody's got the cheat sheets. I just gave them the bigger rule list because I have the digital.
Weapon effects.
Yeah, vicious is the.
Add +1 to the total stress.
Yeah. Great. Sorry, I was finding out how much stress this guy can take. Cool.
Is the chamber?
You suffer you suffer an injury if you suffer 5 or more stress from a single attack, so that absolutely does an injury to this thing. You shoot this dude straight in the pinchers.
Nice.
And he lets out a weird psychic scream that rattles everyone's brains a little bit as he is hurt.
Awesome. I think.
I'm gonna say that we're in like initiative order. You got the first shot off. It is now my turn because that's the way this works. Is we just trade back and forth rather than having to roll initiative. He is double checking what he can do. He has a lot of really cool things that are also horrifying. Sometimes. We'll just enact this now. I should have made this happen when you guys first entered, but we're just going to make it an active instead of a passive, because that's fun for me.
No.
I need everyone to make a will and resilience test to... We'll just spin this into... Because I made up the psychic scream, we'll just spin it into this. As you hear this resonate in your head, everybody makes a will resistance check to see if you take mental stress from the presence of this thing.
Can I take a momentum?
Yes.
Yes. Go right ahead.
Ooh. 2 successes and a complication.
Wait, is that 2 dice? Or just the 1?
Wait, is it? Is it one? I guess it is 2 dice, isn't it?
It is a will resistance test. You are making a standard skill test, so it's 2 dice.
1 success.
None.
None?
2 success.
Success. Great.
And anyway. I'm grumpy that they say that they differentiate between mental and physical stress, but in descriptions, but not on the sheet.
Oh, yes. This is a thing that we encountered before.
We did, and I'm just registering my displeasure with it again.
That's fine. You're going to take 2 stress.
Yep.
Everybody else was fine. For this time. You are also kind of scared, though. You're a lot scared, because that hurt. Everybody else is moderately scared, because this thing's terrifying.
So there's like the battle map hologram in the center, and then there's the pincer king on the throne. What else?
He's more like a general, like a sage, I think. Kind of like hovering over this thing.
Oh, he's hovering over the battle map?
He was flipping through all of the different scenarios.
So you entered a room.
distance, or-
There's a big stone altar with this projection on it, and there is a giant bug man the size of you guys with electrified pincers that is chanting something horrible in a language you don't speak and trying to kill you. That's what you see. That's what is happening here.
That's not what we saw when we walked in.
That is what you saw when you walked in. That is exactly what he wasn't trying to kill you at the time. He was looking at the movie, but now he's trying to kill you.
We came in peace.
Yeah.
And he was not happy.
Actually, technically, you shot him first.
Technically, he threatened you first.
The room, is that the only thing in the room?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, stone obelisk and this guy in the room. I guess I just have to shoot him then.
I would highly recommend it, honestly.
Sure. I don't even know where I'm standing, but I'm going to take a shot.
It doesn't matter. This is not like D&D where you have to have your 30 feet of battle map.
Okay.
Is
the room that big? I don't know.
It's huge. Okay. You're in the king's burial chamber of a pyramid, except that it's actually full of a bug scientist who is also magic.
Which is why Jordan would probably have stayed to the back.
Yeah, no, we can totally say that you're in the back of the group. They stepped forward to try to talk to it. You can totally be back against the wall by the door ready to provide cover or fire or whatever.
Okay, Jordan shoots with his rifle.
Do it.
Aiming.
Yeah, you're gonna aim, yep.
And that will be... fighting and...
Ranged is coordination and fighting.
Coordination fighting, that's right, 13. 3 successes.
3 successes, great.
Your attack gains piercing. What do I roll with this?
Whatever it says per your weapon. You're attacking with the rifle?
Yes.
5.
That
is going to be 5. So you'll have to roll 4 and then
5 of the
D6 once. Yeah. Or you can throw in one of your normal D6s and
yeah.
The bones.
2 Cthulhu's. What is a 1?
A 1 is 1 stress. So your dots are just stress, and then your
the 1 I think is a blank.
The one on a normal
the one on a normal D6.
The one on a normal D6 is a blank.
Is a stress. Actually, I think.
Oh,
can you look?
No, I'm sorry.
Can you look in the box?
This box has nothing.
Really?
I don't have anything.
Darn it.
You have the piece of the box that has this. All I have is a bunch of extra tokens that we're not using.
On this diagram, it shows there's more on the bottom of that box.
I haven't seen anything on the bottom of this box. Excuse me while I do some surgical maneuvers. Okay, look. There is secret text hidden in the bottom of this box.
Secret tunnel.
None of it answers the question we're looking for, though. That is in the front page of the guidebook. You have that.
Cannot see it.
You're right. No,
Here we go.
Great.
One is one
So the 1 is the 1 and the 2 is the 2.
result. Oh, and 5 and the 6 is 1 plus the effect. 2 is a 2.
1 is a 1, 2 is a 2, 3 and 4 are blanks,
Oh,
5 and
okay.
6 are Cthulhu's.
Okay. And then it's 1 plus effect.
So it's 1 stress and two Cthulhu's.
Yes.
So 2 effects.
1 stress, 2 effects.
Great.
Yes. 3 stress. 2 effects.
3 stress, 2 effects.
Correct.
And a vicious salvo.
Which adds
Don't
another
push that too
stress.
far away. We need that.
That's right.
Yeah, you're gonna need
No,
this.
thank you.
I do not have the thing that specifies effects anymore because I handed it to you guys.
Do you need the box?
Do you need this?
Weapon effects is on here.
No, I've got the power of Control F in a PDF.
What's your...
Vicious.
Vicious salvo.
Oh,
I know. I
plus
already.
one
I
added
know
to
this
the
one is
total.
plus 1. So great.
For each effect roll.
So that's
2.
that's
So you're a total of 5. You kill this guy.
Are you serious?
Blowy.
Yes.
Oh.
Because 5 does
An injury.
5 stress in a single turn does an injury. This guy only has an injury tracker of 2.
cool.
You managed to do 5. You did 5. Yeah. You shoot him in the pincher. He continues chanting, and you go hard pass and blow his thorax off. I don't know. Thank you for sticking with us. We'll remember how combat works in this game.
Between the pincers.
It's very cool. It's just a lot, and it's very different from any other system we play.
Yeah.
So,
great.
had kind of folded in on herself with that psychic scream because I was the only one who took stress and it was mental. So kind of like regaining her cognitive abilities. Finally, like, this thing can't be fired. This thing absolutely cannot be fired on Earth at all, ever. And she'll describe what she saw.
Oh.
We can't use this. The Nazis can't use this. They sure as shit shouldn't use this. This thing needs to go away.
Shouldn't have opened the door like the guy said.
Whether we did it or the Nazis did it, the door was opening. We just get to decide what happens first.
So let's blow this.
Do we blow this up? Do we try to... I mean, this thing doesn't belong here, right? This thing doesn't belong here. And she kind of is just like gesturing at Earth.
What about the fishmen?
Yeah,
Can we bring you back to the fish?
Yeah. So are they
my,
just going to storm the beach if we destroy this thing?
my best guess is that there's some kind of a war between the fish people and the insect people. And this weapon can take out their city, but at the cost of everything that's on the coast.
You writing all this down?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's trying to describe everything that she saw while trying to get her brain back online because ow.
Yeah.
Micah's finest work, the geopolitics of fish-insect war, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is great fiction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mike is gonna retire from journalism and just start a career being an early sci-fi pulp writer.
right?
You're worried about destroying this thing. I don't even know how to get out of this room. What do we destroy this altar?
There,
Like, how do we
there are
destroy this?
doorways. I guess I didn't specify. There are 4 doorways that seem
Obviously,
to
how else did they
correlate
get in?
to the at the 4 cardinal directions. There are walls, and there is a doorway, and each one seems to lead to probably one of those hallways that comes from one of those lifts. Sorry for not being more hyper specific in my geography of the floating pyramid.
No, I'm assuming that
Yeah.
it had floated into a chamber and it was just like flush, right? The engineering of this thing.
Oh,
I
like
don't
you
know.
were inside the Luxor.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. No, I see how you got there. No, there's
Your way of
there's like a-
understanding descriptions baffles me every time.
So, if we're looking at a cutout, there is a hallway at the middle of each hallway, not at the corners, but in the center of each straight line hallway is where one of these lifts comes in. And then across from each of those, there is another hallway that goes into the center, and then there's a big-ass room in the center that has this altar, and that's where you guys are.
Okay.
Does it look like we can blow it up from here, or do we need to go and sabotage it up at the...
Just because there is an actual roll for this, you make me an insight and engineering roll. Really glad you guys took the engineer. I didn't realize how many flipping engineering rolls
this is honestly like the Lula storyline.
It's really not. It's just honestly a bunch of the other stuff that's relevant in Act 3 specifically is more relevant if you have Hellfire Kelly or Clarissa with you. A lot of the stuff that's more relevant to you guys was in the earlier acts.
Got it.
So
2 successes.
Amazing.
Nice.
yeah, 2 successes. Wonderful. You look at this and you go, oh, now that I'm like thinking about what you have seen, all of the other stuff, those obelisks you tampered with, all the stuff in New Sound City, you're starting to like connect some dots. And you're like, oh, that thing was clearly like wired into this pyramid that seems to probably be like the channel for the power source and whatever. I'm pretty sure what you need to do is probably go destroy these, like, there's probably regulators at all of these points that are, like, converting the energy to power the weapon. You gotta go destroy the regulators.
Are those obelisks that are outside of the pyramid?
No, that is the mount points of the thing. You gotta get up to the top of the pyramid, and you gotta, if you're looking at this map, you gotta unplug all the tentacly bits.
Cool!
Or at least tamper with their connection point. Again, think the pyramid itself is probably functioning as kind of like a giant battery or capacitor or something that is then converting the energy from these crystals into usable power for the Death Star. Basically.
All right.
How do we get there?
Are these the lifts?
Maybe.
Okay.
You guys are inside. This is the top, like, this is the external top view of the pyramid.
We gotta get up. We gotta get up. We gotta go up. How do we go up?
You guys scatter out of the hallways. There's not a whole lot of places to look here. The internal structure I have made extremely simplified so as not to confuse anyone, and also because it doesn't describe it at all in the book. You walk out, and you walk to where the lifts are, and you look up, and you see there is, like, a second level that's going to take you up to, like, the lower steps of the outside of the pyramid, so you can get to the outside.
Luda, I think you gotta hotwire this again.
I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You are suddenly extremely adept at alien technology. You have, like, you're really piecing this together. You're like, oh, this isn't any worse than, like, working on cars in my uncle's shop. Like, and everyone's just like, the frick, as you're, like, basically pulling, like, mushroom root tentacles out of this glowing platform and just, like, slapping them together like the nautiloid at the beginning of Baldur's Gate 3.
Used to dunk womp rats on my aunt's farm.
I have this feeling that Oni's gonna come and have a conversation with you after this.
Yeah. You know, you're just like, oh yeah, this is fine. Slap, slap, slap. And you guys start rising up to what you see is a hole in the ceiling. As you get higher and closer, you hear, again, the sounds of gunfire, the sounds of explosions, the sounds of electricity. It is pure chaos rolling outside as you ascend and rise. You are at the bottom of this pyramid. You remember that weird sensation that I vaguely mentioned that you started feeling as you got close to here? Boy, howdy, is it worse out here. And when I say weird, I don't mean bad. I mean, well, maybe it's bad. There is something that kind of turns your stomach about it because you feel almost weightless.
Oh.
You feel like gravity maybe doesn't exist, or at least doesn't exist. You're not floating away or anything, but you have a very strange relationship, all of you now, to your bodies and how they are grounded or not in reality, as you are now standing on the exterior bottom edges of this pyramid. You can look up, you can see this massive electricity crackling super gun, super weapon that is hovering up at the top. You can still see and hear the battle raging around you. And
a knife isn't going to sever these, right?
I mean, possibly, but you got to get up closer to find out. These like kind of tentacly looking bits on here that are kind of the power cables. Those things are like big old cables, like, but you don't necessarily have to sever them if you can just incapacitate enough of them to render the power source useless, or render its connection to the power source useless.
I wonder how a gun acts up here. And how big are the steps to get us to the next each?
Does it actually tell me? I would love to not have to just fully
bullets.
make stuff up. There are some instructions on this sort of thing.
I can finally get my presidential medal of fitness.
Only if anyone sees you do it.
You exert too much energy and you go flying off the ceiling. Yeah.
For as much as this is trying to be like, these are not realistic, it's just to vaguely represent what's happening, I would love some actual measurements for questions such as this. They are tall. They're probably hitting you guys around here. They're maybe, 5 feet or whatever. But again, like, there is something just like, it doesn't feel like gravity works the same right now. You can all feel this like really odd sensation in your bodies. Another thing, just to like really add insult to injury and throw chaos into the mess, because, we're getting to that point where just everything happens at once. You see a ship powered by like run by these, like, it looks like, like maybe the Migo equivalent of like a fighter plane, a little biplane situation, but it's all chitinous and also maybe is a mushroom. Starting to swoop down. You see several of these are now up in the air, and as it starts to kind of swoop, you suddenly see it like erupt in a burst of flame and shadow. Shadow very similar to that horrible shadowy substance that you saw be drawn out of the poor Frenchman who was killed. And you see as it explodes, the flames do what flames do. They burst and they dissipate, but this strange shadowy mist seems to sort of like roll up into itself and is being drawn somewhere a little bit out of your sight line to another side of the pyramid.
I'm gonna start trying to get up there as fast as I can. We gotta kill this thing.
Grab your hands and you start pull, and it is like almost too easy. You almost overcompensate as you just pull yourself up and almost like lose balance as you swing up way too easily. This is a fun section called Walking on the Moon.
I do love the section headers.
Again, extremely well written. Needs to be better organized for where to find my information. I need everybody to make a coordination athletics test.
Oh dear.
To see how well you're able to deal with basically being in an almost zero gravity.
We have 1 momentum if anyone feels the need.
1.
1.
I actually have 1 success, surprisingly.
All y'all need is 1. Everybody
Yay!
passes. It takes you a second. It is weird. It's a little unsettling, but then you quickly realize that you can just sort of like, kind of like grab these steps and kind of like leap yourself up, and you're just sort of climbing these steps, and it feels strange, but you're making it up. As you get up further up the pyramid, where it narrows in, you're able to kind of see more off to the sides. You get a little more peripheral vision as you're getting closer and closer to the top. You see over to the side where that black shadow mist was coalescing and kind of being drawn. You see that creepy black sun commander. The one with the freaking staff
bastard.
full of blood red flowers, holding the staff high up in one hand. He is you're not sure, there's a lot of sound going on, but you're just gonna venture a guess he's probably chanting behind his creepy ass mask, and you can see all of this black mist like coalescing to the staff and almost being like drunk in by these blood red flowers that are now glowing. His eyes are like illuminated with a bright red light, and you can see he is standing up near one of these like power source spots. You can see behind him is a coalition of Black Sun officers, and they seem to be surrounding something. And what they seem to be surrounding is your old friend Herr Schroeder and a handful of his engineers that are at the base of one of these things and seem to be attempting to remove one of those sarcophagi, like what you saw getting loaded up earlier. They seem to be trying to like detach one of them from one of these base points. You look across, you're able to now see a couple more of these, and you see that every one of these base points seems to have one of these sarcophagi functioning as like the mount point. That seems to be itself maybe like the capacitor or the converter that is allowing this power source to function.
Do we let the Nazis dismount the power source and then shoot them?
Herr Schroeder's on our side.
So he's trying to remove it, right? Is the staff guy trying to kill him before he does it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that that's the case. I think that Herr Schroeder has convinced him that getting one of those things is going to be useful.
It does look like this group of Black Sun folks that are surrounding. It's like Herr Schroeder, and he's got like 6 of his engineers or thereabouts. There's about I think 12 or so of the Black Sun soldiers plus staff guy. They do seem to be creating like a defensive barrier. They seem to be sniping the flying Migo while the engineers are trying to disconnect this thing.
Yeah. I think go after the staff.
As we get into the end game, 500 bits from Duke Fleeg, in case you guys make some really bad choices.
We're going to.
As soon as they disconnect the thing, I'm going to shoot the staff guy.
I think shoot the staff.
The staff itself and not the guy?
Lula, you know that you're probably going to have to disconnect a few of these to really render this useless.
Yeah,
so
I'm making my way straight to
you
one.
can just head up to the next one over and start going to town. Do you want to post up and keep an eye on these guys?
I think I'll just take a shot at the staff.
You want to take a shot?
Sure.
Taking a shot at the staff or the guy?
The staff.
Okay, just important clarification because different things might happen. Yeah.
That's right. Hold it up nice and high, buddy. And that's going to be 3 successes.
Ooh-wee.
3 successes.
Tie goes to the runner, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beats it.
Have to find a different guy's stat block really quick. Further back here, my bad. Where's my boy? Yeah, there we go. Okay. You post up. You take aim. You look at that staff held high that is absorbing all of this strange black mist as the soldiers keep popping off these Migo, and they all sort of seem to be drawing this shadow in. You fire at the staff, and you see your shot rings true. True enough, in fact, to give you a momentum. As you splinter this staff, you see all of the shadow that was in the process being sort of just start to like dissipate, just kind of into the air like nothing, like smoke dissipating. You see this strange eldritch soldier like looks up in horror and starts like frantically looking around trying to figure out like where that shot came from, and as his glowing red eyes turn and lock on you, you just see him go as he falls face forward, and you see Herr Schroeder with a gun standing behind him, looks at you, just waves a little bit and turns back to his engineers and waves for them to keep going.
Sick.
We got confirmation. Don't shoot Herr Schroeder.
I never was. I fell in love with him back at the time. I don't know.
You have the heart of a romantic, my friend.
You do see this whole thing happen. You, I'm going to say, are able to get up here. What is the actual? There is an actual specific I'm sure it's probably like insight engineering or something like that to just start disconnecting. I'll allow coordination engineering. That makes sense. Do either of you want to help with the disconnect and or try to disconnect something yourself? I will let you pitch me a role that you think you can. Again, you can try to destroy these things. You can try to disconnect these things. You can whatever. Like, there's a lot of options. So if you want to try to handle other ones while Lula's on hers, yes.
I don't know where everybody is, but from my vantage point, I'm going to try to keep people off of them while you're gonna
provide cover.
And if nobody's covering, then I'm gonna at some point I'll take a shot at the cable.
Sure. No, that's fine. For now, I'm gonna say you're probably providing cover fire because you've got Migo, you've got Black Sun, everybody's just scattering. Do you guys want to assist each other / Lula, or do you want to try to split?
So what Mike is going to do is he's going to run up to another one of these connection points here, right? He's not very mechanically inclined, though, so he's just going to take his submachine gun, which I'm retconning to be an MP40 now.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. It's happening. And he dumps a mag into
just point blank into this base point where the sarcophagus connects. Beautiful. I'm not going to make you roll for that, because I think that's probably going to do a fair amount of damage.
What if you
You're point blank.
I'm not a fighter. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Roll to see if you miss a point blank shot, please.
You hold it like this, yeah?
Oh, God.
And remember...
You hold it down.
Yeah.
Shoulder in.
It's like stick the sharp end into your enemy and point the bit with the opening at the other person.
I don't see anything in here.
It's a claymore,
The
right?
number of times that I've seen people do that. Anyway.
Yikes.
What is Kalish doing?
I am going to run to another one of these things and attempt to disconnect it, and I would like to use my talent, Did the Reading, where I can use academia instead of any other
Absolutely.
skill. And start disconnecting that thing from everything that I've learned in this pyramid and in this room.
Yeah, the last 2 hours have been extremely educational in ways that you kind of wish they hadn't been.
Yeah. So is this coordination, reason?
What do you think it is?
I mean, I feel like it's coordination because I'm trying to do something very physical.
I'll take that. And there's a certain amount of tactical, like, you guys know what needs to be done, and you're trying to make sure that you kind of do things in the correct sequence.
You want to spend a thing for you? I'm going to spend a thing.
Go ahead. I got 1 success and a complication.
Great.
Wait. Engineering. Coordination. 4 successes on 3 dice.
Stars and stones.
Shnikes. Have some of this back. Yours goes fine. You're making good headway. And I think the complications that you get a little distracted. Oh yeah, you've totally nuked one. You're able to move on to another one if you want, if you've got more ammo and wanna keep going to town. The complication that you receive is when you look up and you kind of look over and you see where the where Herr Schroeder's group was working, right? He's got his engineers trying to disconnect this thing, and you realize you guys are just ripping out connections, right? You're just destroying shit.
He's being more surgical, isn't
he? He and his engineers are really taking their time. But the other thing you notice is that it's not really even him and his engineers. It's him, because his engineers have all ripped off their Black Sun masks and their armbands, revealing a different insignia. The head of a wolf, as they have all pulled out their guns, and are firing on the Black Sun troopers that surround them.
Cool. I think I disconnect something and then turn and look and go.
Yeah, and you're just okay.
Oh,
that's a thing that's happening.
That is.
I was ready for them to be fish people.
Me too, honestly.
Look, that's a different module. If we're really into this game, we could play that one next. It is, in fact, the next one recommended.
Oh, of course.
No, you see that, but you notice he is really taking his time on disconnecting this thing very, very carefully and precisely. So yeah, you're just a little distracted. I'm gonna just roll for some of the other insanity that is happening over here. I've got a little cheat sheet of stats on things. Let's see who's winning. Kind of everybody's on an even playing field, honestly. I rolled a lot of very same number of successes on those. I'm just going to give you, because everyone else is so distracted, you are able to get enough of these disconnected that Lula, you hit the point, you're like, you think that you guys have collectively done enough damage to render this thing disposed of, at least for now. At least long enough that, like, say, you could probably GTFO and get some reinforcements to come back here and deal with all of these and all of this, probably before they would have time to repair this. One thing that you realize as you are, like, kind of disconnecting this sarcophagi, that you realize, like, this really is a sarcophagus. And you're pretty sure that inside is another one of those bugs, like what was in the obelisk. Like, they are themselves the catalysts, the batteries that power this. And their numbers are being severely depleted.
Well, that's good.
In the course of this fight, as are the numbers of the Black Sun, which are surprisingly too many. Like, you all, as you have this high up vantage point, you can all look down and see that these strange moving troops are far more in number than what you saw in the camp. And they all seem to move with a strange disregard for their own life. Like, you know, like Schroeder's group, acting as you would expect people to act in a fight. The troops surrounding them, but the ground troops, these ones that have come pouring out of other unknown tunnels, just keep coming in waves and waves, and there is something inhuman about the way in which they do not seem to care for their own safety.
Zombies?
Nazi zombies!
Anyone else have money on zombies?
Anyone else have money on zombies?
I've played Call of Duty. I know what that's like.
I haven't, but that does seem to fit with the pulp themes.
You know, at a certain point, I can only use so many metaphors before it's really obvious.
Look, in your defense, I knew what you were talking about with the first time you described them. I just decided not to say anything.
Pat. Good job, you figured it out. You guys are done fucking up some shit. You look over and you see that Schroeder and his engineers are very calmly and collectedly stepping over the bodies of their completely massacred Black Sun accompaniment, carrying the sarcophagus that they have carefully extracted. They are taking advantage of the lowered gravity to make it easier to kind of almost like float carry this thing along, and they seem to be sort of headed on a downward trajectory. Herr Schroeder sort of turns and looks at you, and you see as he turns that his eyes are now glowing bright blue. As he just turns, and again, just a little wave.
Eh. We did like 4 of these things. They did 1.
Yes, but they're able to take that one back for whatever they're doing with it.
To rebuild this weapon or something?
I think they're going to use it as some kind of a power source for a thing.
I mean, because Micah has the experience studying these assorted groups of fascists.
Sure, yeah.
Can he roll an insight observation, maybe sometime during his war corresponding / investigations into the fascist regime?
Go ahead.
He would have seen this wolf.
Yeah, no. I would love for you to make that.
We got momentum. Throw another die in there.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes.
It's the end of the night. Burn them.
Oh. That made a sound just behind the can.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's fine. That's why I covered it.
That's one success.
Nice. No, that's a natural 1.
No, it's not. That's a 7.
That's a 7.
So close.
It's right next to the
Oh, shit, yeah.
It takes you a moment. You weren't paying a whole lot of attention, but now that you kind of have this little bit of a lull as all of the chaos is going on around you, but you have sort of found this almost like protective bubble of being so deeply engrossed in what you're doing that everything else is just swirling around you. Everyone else is just in a fight for their lives. And you look and you realize you have seen this insignia before. This is the insignia of the Nachtwolf.
The Night Wolf.
the Night Wolves. Another of unfortunately many, it seems, secret organizations that have sort of fractured off within the Nazi Party.
I told you Herr Schroeder was on Herr Schroeder's side. But the enemy of mine enemy, you know?
This is a group that is extremely specifically focused on undercover operations, sabotage, assassinations, and dealing with what one might call unusual applications of science and augmentation. They're in the super soldier business.
They're the fucking Men in Black.
They are the Men in Black of the Axis powers. And you realize this, you kind of see this, you make one last little bit of eye contact with Herr Schroeder, and he just sort of looks at you, shrugs, and in a very unfortunately cool maneuver, given that you've realized that he's probably still a bad guy, just sort of like leap bounds off the platform following his engineers with the sarcophagus as they make their way to flee.
Is the gravity lighter all the way down, like underneath this pyramid thing?
Yes.
Okay.
As you guys, anybody who is kind of vaguely watching sees that they seem to be making their way toward one of the now unattended tanks that brought in all of these waves of surprise Nazis who are also zombies. We'll talk about this a little bit more in the after because you guys have again no way of freaking knowing this information, but you are correct. These are zombie soldiers.
I want to.
But you look around and you do see that there are several abandoned tanks around that you could probably take to and then have both protection and a swift way of getting the frick out of here.
So I guess the question really is, do we want to take time to disconnect one the way that they did and take it back with us?
I'm out of this discussion. I am observing. I want to roll to find the path of least resistance to one of those tanks.
Sure.
I'm mostly looking at Lula because she's the one with the best.
If we think we can get it quick, let's do it.
Coordination tactics. Does that feel good?
Yep.
Okay.
Or okay, tactics. Yes.
I'll take
Survival tracking.
I'll take survival if that's better for you than tactics. Yeah. You are definitely trying to survive this.
Yes. One. Good thing I took it, yes.
Yeah, no, great. You identify the path of least resistance. It does not seem to be the same tank that the others are going to, so you're not going to have to fight, like, race them for it. But you see one, you're like, yeah, we could get to that. You have not seen your freaking Panzer here, so you suspect yours may still be safely hidden in the tunnels if you want to swap vehicles.
Yeah. Get there and then get out.
Yeah. I mean, because then you can take one of these slightly faster moving gun tanks to get to your drill tank and then have drill tank capacity.
I yell back, openings like this don't happen often in a battle. I'm leaving, follow or don't. And I kind of make a less theatrical jump off.
Yes. Maybe slightly less cool, definitely more efficient
yes.
though.
Yes.
I'll stay with you if you want to try and get one of these things disconnected.
Considering that it took them the same amount of time to disconnect one that carefully that in which you guys sabotaged like 4 or 5, you don't think you've got time.
Okay. Then there's no time. Maybe we'll come back with more reinforcements, but let's go.
Yeah.
You know where it is and you know what it is. Sort of. You all make your way. You follow Jordan, dodging bullets, dodging electricity. It is a very cool action movie sequence of everyone dodging and weaving and diving behind rocks and crawling over the bodies of horrifying zombie Nazis and using them as shields to like deflect things as you make your way to this tank. You all hop in. Lula does some very cool tactical driving over the bodies of your enemies.
Including some bodies that probably weren't.
And probably some bodies that were not ready to be bodies, but they are now. Just plowing through things as you make
You hop in the tank and I like point. I thought you were going to stay. Fuck. Start this thing. Yeah.
Aren't you glad she came along?
Yeah.
He was like, I was ready to have to drive, and that's not a skill on my sheet. You are able to make your way, your harrowing way out of these tunnels. the sounds of the battle ringing behind you, using just a combination of intuition and a little bit of backtracking, especially since, there's a giant gaping hole / cave in one section where you're like, if we go around there, we can pick up our, you're able to make your way out of here. It is also chaos on the surface. That wild ambush from the POWs definitely customer. Like you come back up basically at the farm, and like there are still people running around, but you're kind of able to just sort of take cover and dodge. Like everything is still a mess. There are fleeing troops that are trying to get out of the tunnels. You probably run over quite a few of them on your way out because you don't care. These are the bad guys, to be clear.
They make very satisfying crunching sounds.
Yeah, just some excellent crunching noises. But eventually you were able to. I'm gonna guess, just like for the sake of keeping some deck, you're able to drive your Frickenpanzer all the way back to Dunkirk. You do have to like send like Kalish up with like a white flag or something to be like, please don't shoot, it's us, we're back. I know it's not subtle.
Are we able to grab the POWs that are still alive at the farm?
Yeah, like there's. Sadly but truly, like, there's only a couple of them left. One of them is the crazy dude who was rolling around, who is, like, dual-wielding or whatever.
Yeah, definitely, like pop the door open and shout in both English and French, "Get in!"
You see, he is bleeding heavily. He is still dual-wielding. He's standing over, like, two more guys. Like, one of them is, like, sitting against the wall, clearly very badly injured, but is still, like, firing from a shooting position. One of them seems to be down. He, like, hops down. You guys are able to drag the guys in. He hops in, he's like, "Oh, right, well, that was a fun show. Lieutenant Frank Goff. Good thing you're not Jerry's then, yes?"
No, not Jerry's.
This is a very terrible ambush on your end. Boy, howdy.
Wouldn't bother. We're heading back to the Allied front.
Would love a ride. Thank you so much. I've lost a great deal of blood, and I'm pretty sure it's about to get. Woo! Are there? How many? There's 5 of you. 4,
Sit down,
5. Okay.
Sit down.
Yes. Righto. Jolly good show. Excellent. Shooting, sir. Haven't seen a shot like that since, since the Battle of France, honestly. Well done, indeed. He sort of sits down and immediately kind of gets, the too much talking immediately truncates into no talking.
Yeah.
As he sort
just
of
zones
out
him up a little bit. So
yeah.
He's not immediately bleeding out, but get our buddies back to the...
Yeah, you're able to grab these, like, handful of survivors. You make your way back to Dunkirk. Once there, you are able to, first of all, you drop off your extremely cool tank, some of these blue crystals, and a lot of photos and reports. You are immediately ushered into medical, where your friend Clarissa berates you all for how scraped up you are, but carefully makes sure that you're all checked out. You get a lot of swearing from Hellgate Kelly about how you didn't take him along, and then ran into, like, magical space bugs. He was very upset, but clearly he was off doing his own commandeering. And as this winds down, after you've had, a good hearty meal, a meal of maybe a little more rations than you're supposed to, because heroes get a little bonus. Someone somehow appears with chocolate. Not a lot, but enough. Everybody gets a piece.
Like a square.
And you're able to give your full report of everything that happened to your good buddy, whose name I never remember because it doesn't sound correct. Strang, Lieutenant Archibald Strang, who listens intently to everything. And...
It sounds like the end of the Goonies, where everybody's, and then there was a pirate ship.
I was thinking about the Ghostbusters, and then Asher's just like, I'm gonna need my own lawyer.
He listens to everything very stoically, and then as you finish up your report, he goes, "Well, that's good to be perfectly honest, not what we expected at all. We thought they were looking for some cache of perhaps old explosives or weapons from the Great War that was hidden about, or something like that. I really wasn't expecting ancient alien war between the bugmen and the fishmen, and huge electrified weapon. That's quite something. I think all of you have been quite valuable to our allied reconnaissance, and would you be so willing to consider it? I should like to offer you a more permanent position here with us in Section M, if you would be interested. We could use more fine men and women like you on the secret front lines looking for things like this. You don't have to answer me right now. Take some time to rest and recoup. But I will say that you'll be the first out, as we've discovered a way to start secretly getting everyone back across the coast. And if you are willing, once you get back to London, I'd like you to check in with Viscount Taunton, a good friend of mine, who will be more than happy to perhaps read you into the deeper portions of Section M. We call it M because of the majesty of our great Queen Victoria.
Of course.
It's not as cool as Nightwolf. But
Look, we didn't have a lot of options to choose from. There were a handful of like weather-related things, and then there was some strange codes, and then someone was like, "What if we just cared for the majesty of the empire, kept her majestic?" And so it shall be. And with that, we will bring our ridiculous Achtung Cthulhu outing to a close. Yay! But perhaps with the option to return again if we so choose.
We lived. We survived.
You did survive. Thank you everyone for watching, the small but mighty handful of you that there have been. I think some of us might stick around for a very brief After Dark. Normally the After Dark is reserved for our patrons, but for Starter Set Summer School, we've been doing it live so that we can share it with all of you. So we'll go quickly to a slate and then we'll pop right back. Before we do that, though, the upcoming schedule, the next 2 Mondays, same bat time, same bat channel, we will be back here, but it will not be me. We will be back with the rest of the One Ring starter set. You will see at least 2 of these lovely faces back at the table. Our good friend Sam Tillis is running that. It's a great time. Great In Society is back for the next 2 Saturdays before a brief planned hiatus, and then I presume dynamite-filled finale. Who knows? Tune in to find out. And Monday the 29th, last Monday of the month, will be an arena. Patrons have been given their build instructions, so they will submit horrifying characters, and then we will run them through a meat grinder of terror for your viewing pleasure. That's it for September. October will be spooky season, so tune into our socials and our Discord to get more information about that. If you want to stick around for a brief After Dark where I continue to complain about how there's so much good content in this book that I can't read because it's not laid out well, or if you want to ask questions about this game, this scenario, anything, please stick around. Thank you, as always, so much for your watching and your support, and we will see you all next time. Good night. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the After Dark. It's really funny how sometimes it takes us forever, and then when we're doing it live like this, it's very quick. Huge shout out to Christy, who is not one of our normal tech people, but came to hang out and was willing to handle some buttons in the booth for us. Anyway, that was most of Chapter 3.
that was such a more satisfying, like,
It feels a lot better when I actually have enough time to read and comprehend what's happening. I'm full disclosure, I love Achtung Cthulhu. I think it's a great system. I think it is a very cool premise. I would happily run a full campaign of secret missions where you are punching Nazis and also elder beings. I think it is extremely well written. The layout is terrible for finding the information you need. And when I ran the first 2 episodes of this, I was just severely underprepared. I was going through a lot of personal life stuff that really messed me up and did not set me up for success, and I will own that. But I'm really glad that we came back for this 3rd session to kind of get to the more exciting resolution. The first act of this is divided into 3 acts. Each act is 5 scenes. It's really, really well structured for understanding the progression. But also there's a lot of content. You could probably do this, you could do this easily 6 or 8 sessions if you wanted to.
Oh, easily. Also, I love that now I understand Among the Wolves.
Yes. Well, no, it's well. I mean, there's again the good pun that like if I had spaced these out better, I wanted to, like there is a whole section called "Sheep in Wolves' Clothing," which is the shopping episode where you have to go knife a bunch of people and steal their uniforms.
I mean, that was the reference that was made at least in the Going Live announcement of us being in wolves' clothing.
It's my favorite phrase, and I didn't get to use it for an episode title because I screwed up my order of operations. So I was like, well, we'll put it here. But yeah, no, it's a really cool thing, and yeah, thoughts, feedback, questions.
I mean, definitely crawled through this at a slower pace for sure.
Yeah,
like we said, with like 8 episodes, I would have made like a lot more deliberate and granular decisions. But yeah, no, it was really fun, and the last act was really satisfying.
Again, I also I hold that. While this is a very well-designed game, it very much feels like it is not designed for a group that wants to be roleplay heavy.
Right.
It feels like it really wants to hold your hand through a war story and a system, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but like for a Q&C table where we are extremely about the character development and the why would I do this or why would I make this choice? Some of it's really great, and some of it's really, I'm like, I would love to know why succeeding on this roll at a difficulty 1 suddenly allows you to read Alien.
Right.
I would truly love to know why suddenly you can magically read Alien.
I would posit it's kind of like comic book panels.
Yes.
Right? And moving pictures with the hologram, I guess.
Yeah.
You kind of decipher what it's trying to tell you. But the thing with the chamber, with the descriptions, right? Like in my head, as you're describing it, it's one lift, we go into the room, and the projections start happening, being mounted by this figure, and it felt like it was showing us something, coupled with, can you help us?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not sure that this guy's bad, right? Those guys didn't attack us, I have no idea.
Right.
I don't even know how we came into this room. Right?
There were 4 doors, one on each wall.
Well, and again, to be fair, again, this is both a cool thing and a flaw I find of this particular thing is that there is a bunch of stuff that is not if you're used to a D&D room description where it's the room is 40 feet by 30 feet with gates on the west and the south, whatever. And there's not everything has to be that detailed, but there is in certain sections, there is an extreme lack of detail that and I know it's supposed to be pulp, right? You're supposed to just kind of describe it, but I'm I need to know the actual number of soldiers here. That is actually an important number. Or I need to know the actual height of these pyramids. I know this is an oversized pyramid. This is a massive thing. You guys cannot steal this weapon. It is literally physically too huge to move.
Yeah.
I need to know what that actually means so that I can describe it to people, because obviously, you guys had the exact right first impulse, which is can we steal that thing and use it to nuke Hitler? That's absolutely the first question I would ask. I
think it just sort of reinforces my when I read the descriptions, I start building the room in here, and I'm wait a second, I'm missing very key things.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I went through a phase of my GMing life where I was very good at this, and I have definitely gotten a little bit lazy about it. I need to be better about really painting the picture of what the room is when you don't have a scale map.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah. This definitely did feel more satisfying. I definitely truncated and changed some things because this whole third act is really combat heavy, and combat is slow.
Combat is slow, even when you know what you're doing. And we were trying to remember how to do that, which is not a knock on you.
No,
all.
that's just
we were trying to remember and being
Well, again, even we're all pretty adept at D&D, and so we know to pre-roll and pre-prep, and combat is still slow because there's just so many things to account for. The end of Act 2 is you get to the farm and they are systematically going through and executing these POWs. And what it wants you to do, you don't have to, but it gives you the option that you can try to free the POWs by finding where they're being held, sneaking in, doing a bunch of stealth, slitting throats to take out the guards, free them, equip them up with and then you guys can launch the attack. And I was I don't got time for that. That's an entire session. So I was I'm just going to have them already have done that and cause some chaos to give you guys cover to get into the tunnels. The end fight is definitely also supposed to be more phases where it's there's the sequence of what they think is going to happen is you guys are going to get spotted by the Migo. The Migo are going to come after you. You're going to hold them off for a minute. Then the first wave of Black Sun shows up. This is when you discover that the staff guy, Ranulph Lang, you never got his name.
Did we ever get a name?
Rat-faced bastard.
Ranulph Lang has raised, you know all those guys they massacred at the end of session 1? He has turned them into Dagafolonen, which are their horrifying undead zombie troops. And that is what he is bringing in for this. So he shows up with all of them that he is magically controlling through his blood staff. He's equivalently like a sorcerer. So you've got him, you've got the other rat face guy. There's actually 2 of them. Because you've got Stoller. Stoller is the guy. He's supposed to make a cool escape on a motorcycle when you break out the POWs. I was like, oh,
There's a whole picture for it and everything.
yeah, he was actually the one who stabbed the guy in the stomach. Like this was this guy. I realized it didn't differentiate them super well, but that's because they're all the same guy. They just have slightly different powers. And then Schroeder was like, he is absolutely, you were 100% correct. Like Schroeder is on Schroeder's side. He's and his
cool character.
He and the engineers are the Nachtwolf, and there is a strong recommendation to let both Schroeder and Stoller live to become future antagonists in later things. Like Stoller is specifically shows up in one of the recommended like next places that you go, which also deals with the fish-headed warriors, aka the deep ones.
Yeah.
For anybody. Yeah.
Like totally unresolved plot line. It's like, wait a second. They're still gonna storm the fight.
I mean,
You're just gonna be like every night wake up, fish people.
yeah.
and he didn't even really see a whole lot of it. Kalish is gonna have nightmares for months.
Yeah. Everybody saw it. Only Kalish understood ? It.
Understanding is worse.
Yeah, usually. Succeeding on power and failing on sanity is usually the best way to survive a Call of Cthulhu scenario, but this ain't Call of Cthulhu. This is Achtung Cthulhu. No one's calling, we're ringing your bell.
I like to think that like Jordan goes back to the States and his intelligence officers ask him for a briefing. And he's like, these fish people are gonna come out of the water. They're like, we need to 5150 this guy.
Yeah.
If you did, it's very likely, depending on timelines, that you might be like, oh, you're gonna go talk to the Office of Navy Intelligence because there was an Innsmouth incident.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
If you.
Like,
I have no idea how timelines and everything else work, but at least in the Delta Green timeline, in 1929, there was a raid on Innsmouth, Massachusetts, where Deep One hybrids were being bred.
So
you should also listen to what is it called? The Lovecraft Investigations.
yes.
On BBC Radio. It's amazing.
Yeah, if you like Cthulhu shit, Lovecraft Investigations is very, very good. So the really fun thing, again, I threw this in at the end just to make Ren's life difficult. So Achtung Cthulhu takes place in conceptually the same variant timelines as Call of Cthulhu, as Delta Green, as any other Cthulhu mythos-based game. Section M, the secret service group for which you guys have been drafted in this game that is like investigating the like weird occulty side of things, becomes Majestic.
Oh, of course they fucking
Hence all of my like, oh yes, for the majesty of the queen. That becomes Majestic, which if you are familiar with Delta Green lore, which again, Delta Green started as a modern Call of Cthulhu thing and then was spun off into its own separate game. Majestic was the original sort of like secret thing, and then there was a schism, and Majestic became the program, and then there was a schism group that became the Cowboys, and they're all Delta Green, but they're kind of both neither Delta Green anymore. It's a whole thing. So if you're like really
the Night Wolves
deep,
and the Black Sun.
I mean, no, it really is. Like I was like, I love this whole thing with like the Night Wolves and the Black Sun and everything. I was like, oh, this is the like World War II German equivalent of all of the like internal splinter groups of like, we want power, we want knowledge, we just want fucking magic, and so everybody's
and
like
sitting back watching everyone fight like, all right.
Strang sitting back being like, yes, interesting, very good. Let them deal with that. I don't want to touch the weird electrical bug man battery. That seems terrible.
Gods above.
Anyway, but yeah, that's Achtung Cthulhu. Again, for all my complaining and like my recognition that this is not my shining hour as a GM, if you want to see me do a much better job GMing, go watch my Delta Green one-shot from last Halloween or any of Keys from the Golden Vault. But I really appreciate everybody playing, and I think this is a very cool system. Like, if you're into the sort of, like, alternate history vibes and the pulp adventure vibes, this is a really cool one that I would totally recommend looking into. You cannot skim it. You have to actually, like, in order to get the information you need, because it is not well edited in that way, you really have to read the whole thing. There's very cool information and descriptions and characters. The only box text you have is not actually the box text you want. So.
Well, and also big props to you, Alondra, because we were talking about this. This is a story that should be run in 6 to 8 sessions, and you turned it into 3 satisfying sessions while dealing with all the stuff in your life. I know you want to do it in 2. I know you think it's a failure you didn't do it in 2. It's not. There's too much going on.
I could have done it in 2.
Not without cutting out just way too much.
Just another general GM advice tip, because that's how I run my After Darks. Read the whole thing. You don't have to commit the whole thing to memory. Read the whole thing before you start running it, because we found with this, and we also found with Alien that Tiana ran, like, we were told by somebody, like, oh yeah, that's like a 1-session game, and then when Tiana
lied.
I was trying not to call him out, but then Tiana looked at it and was like, oh, and like, in a very similar way, it's kind of constructed in a 3-act structure.
Yeah.
And if you're playing it as a home game and you've got like 6 hours and whatever, maybe it is doable 1 session. It was not as well done to try to cram it into a 3-episode stream or a 3-hour stream game.
I mean, I turned it into 5, but that was because my players were kind enough to come an hour early and stay an hour late.
I was just saying, because I wasn't there to be like, you have to go home now.
Yeah, I know. I took advantage of your absence.
Speaking of having to go home now.
Yes.
Don't close the boy.
Oh!
The boy's over there.
A bit for the boy! No, floor gods now. We will put it in the boy. But yes, one more bit for the boy. We're up to 7.
It's literally a book.
Yes.
So actually, there's 5 in there. Now there are 6.
There should be 7.
We just forgot.
Because the gold coins represent 5.
I feel like we lucked out.
Where do the other gold coins live? They recently
in your cubby.
Yeah, they're hidden around. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, as long as they're just like stashed around, I was like, where do they come from?
Of all the horrors, Migos is probably best case scenario, I guess.
There were definitely some things when I first looked at this. I was like, what are we going to run into? Yeah. No, well, I took it a little bit easy by allowing all of the chaos to kick off at once so that you guys weren't immediately targeted, and that was a timing choice. Narratively, I would have much preferred for you guys to have to deal with a couple rounds of that and then have the Black Sun bust in. But I was like, I've got to give you guys a little bit of hero power of being able to just dodge this because we just don't have the time.
Yeah.
I hope that nothing felt like I was pulling my punches in a way that was like
did not at all.
Gross. That's what I think. I want it to feel narratively satisfying, but I don't want it to feel like you're getting off easy.
Yeah.
Hive mind, impossible. If ants were the size of like mice, we'd be screwed.
Well, the moment when I was like, oh no, it's your size, and everyone was like, oh, I was like, oh, okay, at least we got the creep factor going. So anyway, everybody has early mornings except me. I'm unemployed, hire me to run games. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit. If you have more questions that we did not answer here, a bunch of us are very active in the Discord and we're happy to talk about stuff. Please come back and watch continued Starter Set Summer School, and our spooky season game is kind of also Starter Set Summer School because it's a new game. It'll be a fun time. But yeah, thank you always for your support and for chilling with us, and we will see you for the next one. Good night.